So this horse walks into a chat. He says,
I was waiting on a good one.
welcome back, everyone. Isyour6covered. Appreciate you showing up. Hopefully you guys are having a great night out there. I am. Trigger show.
It's been a heck of a week.
Oh, you ain't lying. You are not lying. Lots of shooting, lots of being bummed out, and lots of smiles all at the same time. Since the triggers are in.
So yeah, if you guys don't know, which you probably wouldn't have unless you watched the video earlier today that I put out, Rick was dealing with waiting on some Trigger Tech triggers coming in from Canada. And so we tried to make some other triggers work. To name a few, a Timney 2-stage and a Velocity.
Correct.
In your new Voodoo.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things going on. So basically, I'm trying to deal with shooting a new chassis, the Matrix, and then different reticle.
Yep.
So I scratched all that. Threw what I knew in, threw the scope back that I like, and haven't had a chance to really shoot it now. But
at least we have triggers that work. They feel great, and I can't say enough good stuff about the Trigger Techs. I love those triggers. I haven't had much experience with any of the triggers other than the diamonds. I know that sounds bad, but truthfully, that's it. Everything that I have is a diamond trigger. I do have some for the AR as well as on any of my 700 actions.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, no problems with the Voodoo chassis or action, or the Voodoo action, but the that trigger was giving me a run for my money. We went out to Virtuo Defense yesterday, shot all day. I think I shot 500 rounds yesterday.
Yeah, we've actually taken a lot of time at the range because you guys remember, if you watched the chat the other night, we had John Kreiderman on here. And he got into this not really knowing. He was shooting the match with my old RPR. Basically, I sold that to him. He was interested in getting it. And so he was shooting it. He was having a good time with it, but he had committed.
Oh, deep.
Yeah, I mean, like any match we were going to, he said, you tell me I'm there. And so he went with us to Kentucky. He's been doing all the VOD matches.
South Carolina.
But he never could hit the target at 300. Anything beyond 300 was just... couldn't do it. But he got a Voodoo.
And we talked about it the other day.
But we didn't talk about yesterday.
No, we did not talk about yesterday. That was the reason why I didn't do a chat. I didn't want to talk about yesterday.
Yeah, so we go out to the range yesterday, and we went to VOD. He took the day off. We took the day off because I wanted John to be able to have really good data. We took his Kestrel, just basically uploaded my ballistics from my Voodoo straight into his Kestrel, and it was pretty much spot on within a tenth.
Yeah, and for those of you guys that don't know, between an 18-inch barrel and a 20-inch barrel, we got 2 18s and 2 20s. Actually, got 3 18s.
We got a third one coming.
Well, then that's the fourth, but we got mats.
Yep.
And all our data is with that same lot of ammo is pretty much right on within a tenth.
Correct. But without giving it away too much, John Kreiderman yesterday, they didn't have a 300-yard steel out there, and we had no access to the range because we're bringing in some new asphalt. But they had a 400-yard steel and a 500-yard steel. How many shots did it take, John, to hit the 500-yard steel? This is a 12-inch plate now.
It was within one mag.
Yeah, it was less than 10 rounds. He hit the 400, then he hit the 400, then he hit the 400 again, and I said, let's try 500. And with 500, he had to dial max and hold. And he hit the 500-yard shot in less than a magazine, and so he was ecstatic. It's been a game changer for him.
No, he's like I was when I got mine. I was super excited, and he's loving it.
Yeah.
Let's see who we got out there. Who came in first place? We got 45 Auto came in first place. Well done. Tank Frank's out there. Steve Healy, Rifle Mania, X-Ring, Jerry Parker, Carcane. Who else is out there?
They're talking about donuts. They're going to get me sidetracked.
DW's out there. Yeah, don't talk about donuts like a shiny object for this squirrel over here. Andrew Gunn guy's out there. Welcome to the show.
Carcane, I do have a lot of experience with the PTR 91s as well as the HK 91s. They're great guns. They really are. They're antiquated, but they're great. I mean, that system works, but I don't know if I would spend the money on a PTR 91. You either get a good one or a bad one. They initially had some headspace issues in the beginning, but I've shot and owned a lot of the PTRs, and they're okay. If you get a good one, it's definitely better than throwing the money at what it's going to cost you to get an HK 91 nowadays. So take it for what it is.
All right. Commando 97's out there. Brian T, Richard Arthur, Nancy Mink, Talking Rock, Drew Bradley, Abigail, Skunk Ape, Charles
What's up,
Tiffy, Stratos 27, the other Tim Davis, welcome, Thomas Rowland, Red Raider Reloading's out there. Hopefully I got everybody. If I didn't call your name, go ahead and type it in the comment section and let us know you're there. And
okay, let's go back up because there's some questions
up
about the triggers here. I do want to answer these because I've run a lot of different triggers. Let's go back the other direction. Yeah, keep going. Okay, so somebody was wanting to know about a self-defense trigger, but I think it's for an AR. Let's go up. It just barely caught my eye. Okay, it says Richard Arthur asks, Ray, what trigger would you run in a duty defense AR? I would probably look heavily at the LaRue trigger is a good option for the money. Someone mentioned the Geisley SSA and E, and that is a great trigger. I do like the Geisley triggers. Hyperfire also makes a really good trigger. I have been running Hyperfires for actually since Hyperfire actually was invented is when I started using them. One of the owners of that company, because it actually started with a couple in the beginning, some different funding.
here you go.
We would get them, but this is the LaRue for a defensive trigger. I think that'd be great. The MBT. And some guys will say, all you got to do is polish up your surface grade trigger. I wouldn't be a big fan of that. I've seen a lot of those go wrong. I would look at something like that.
Yeah, if it's going to be a service.
Go with something that doesn't have any internal adjustments on the trigger. There are some companies out there, they have set screws. You don't want that. You're wanting something that's a good, 100% reliable trigger. Surface grade trigger, of course, that will work, but it's not going to be the best for longer range. But that's not the question here. But I do like the Hyperfires. I have zero issues with those. I've had zero issues with any of the LaRues. And then the Geisleys are good. Do not spend the extra money and get the Super 3-Con, the S3G. Those double quite a bit, and that's a little too light for defensive use, in my opinion.
Riflemania got some Lapua Center X, and it fits perfect in the Voodoo.
Nice, yeah. Voodoo's just really like Center X, period. It really doesn't matter the lot number or anything. They just shoot them well.
I think they're chambered for that.
Yeah, for Center X. Yeah.
Let's see, Geisley, SSA. Welcome, Bradley. Let's see here. I always hope he's well, healthy.
A gun guy, Andrew, commented, I would look at the Hyperfire as well. The SSA E is awesome. Yeah, so like mine's thinking on that one. Hyperfire has a couple different options. They used to have one called the 24C, and then it changed to the Eclipse. I love them because they basically hit the firing pin harder because of it basically has a connecting rod. It's unlike any other trigger you've seen, but for the throw, it delivers more punch, if you will.
We got Rich out there, Weston from London, England.
Rich Weston. All right, so I think this is who I'm pretty sure this is who I think it is. Big shout out to Rich. Rich, actually, we didn't have a chance to go to the post office today, but Rich had some stuff shipped, and he told me that if I wanted to, I could review it. And yeah, basically, it's.
I'll grab it tomorrow.
We'll grab it tomorrow because the post office is open tomorrow. But let me check it out here. Hold on.
All right. So welcome to the show, Rich. Appreciate you showing up. Oh, he's the one that he's like
Ryker Gear, RYKER Gear. He's got something he wants me to take a look at, and we might do it on a chat this weekend. So welcome, Rich, new subscriber to Isyour6covered. This is where I'm usually on for chats. I don't do many live chats on my channel.
That's where all the magic happens.
Because he has good internet here.
Yeah, a lot better than your half-dead one-legged squirrel that's running around in a. Let's see here. Evening.
All right, we're trying to get through all the comments here.
Keep
going. I think you skipped a lot.
I did because it shot up.
It jumped. Okay, what does everybody think of the KRG Bravo chassis for the Tikka 3X 22 long rifle. We've only shot the KRG a handful of times.
Yeah, not very many at all.
Yeah. I'm just going to go on record as saying I think the KRG is exactly what Brandon has on his. It's the polymer chassis.
Yeah,
polymer exoskeleton, if you will.
It reminds me of the Howa that we shot.
I think that had a KRG as well. I'm not a huge fan of it. However, if that's what you can find for the Tika 3, it's going to be better than what Tika is offering on theirs, or at least they were on the Tika T1X.
It's all polymer, so it feels very plasticky, which it is.
Yeah. Talking Rock says Kreiderman has no excuses now. I have a feeling, Talking Rock, that Kreiderman is actually going to jump up quite a bit in the finishes at the matches.
He'll be able to hit all the farther out targets.
Correct. This will be the first time that I can honestly say, I think at this point of the game where he's put in a lot of the time and a lot of the effort, the RPR was actually holding him back a bit.
It is.
Yeah.
Or was, I should say. D Young 1, welcome to the show. Chris Winsett, Todd Schmidt, Bad Billy 429, and Mano 018, Big Country. You guys are showing up. Let's see.
So A Gun Guy says, don't mess with the surface finish of your trigger for a business gun. And I would agree with that. I've seen a lot of guys that take stones, and even on a 1911, if you don't have the proper inspection equipment to be able to cut those sears and everything else, whether you're using a rolled sear, don't mess with it. Yeah, leave it to a professional or buy it where it's going to suit your needs.
And then test it and make sure it's, really reliable.
Yeah, DW says CMMG makes a good trigger, good mil-spec trigger with about a 3.5 to 4.5 pound pull. I forgot I do have some CMMGs. I'm not a huge fan of, you guys know I'm all about full disclosure here. Not a big fan of the ELF triggers. I've had quite a few issues with those. So, yeah, your mileage may vary on that.
Yeah, I haven't used one enough to tell you if I like it or not. Good evening, Todd. Let's see here. Don't mess with the surface finish. Yeah.
Why does Trigger Tech make a trigger for a Remington 700 that does not have the bolt release option? It makes it difficult to clean a bolt's gun barrel without a bolt release. What's your take? Shutout, great question, Hugo. I don't know. Like I said, I was pretty new to Trigger Tech until I met them at SHOT Show a couple years ago, and they helped support me, and they actually gave me a few items, and I was very thankful, but it kind of changed my mind on that trigger. I was actually concerned that wouldn't, they actually tout their AR triggers as duty use triggers. They use a roller engagement on the sear. I have had zero issues with them, but I don't know why they wouldn't make anything that has that bolt release for 700. Commando 97, yes, I have used velocity triggers. I own a few of them. I actually gave Rick one. They've been great. You're going to be limited to how low you can go. They publish their triggers for like the Remington 700 at 2 pounds. You can go slightly lower, but at that point, you're pretty much running out of screw adjuster. But you've actually got one on the Skittles rifle, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not right now because I took it out to use for the other one.
That's right. And then I've actually got one on the on one of my 223 AI has it, and it's been great.
It's been a good trigger.
But I just can't make it as light as I'd like. I like 1.5 pounds.
Yeah.
Commando 97, velocity triggers, actually, that's the brother of Timney triggers. And so they do everything from bolt carrier groups and whatnot. But I mean, I've had no issues with them whatsoever.
And Shutout's talking about the Trigger Tech, but the Trigger Tech, you can buy it with and without.
Yeah, I'm trying to think here. Let me see here.
All my stuff's upstairs.
I'll let you
I'll go through here.
Answer the questions. Let me look.
Well, let me see. Trigger on Remington 700 that does not have the bolt release option. It makes it difficult. See, and as far as I know, at least the two I just bought, actually all three of them were the same. You could buy them with and without right and left-handed. So that question, I'm not sure.
So hold on. I'm on TriggerTech's website right now on the Remington 700. Their primary trigger does have the bolt release on the bottom. That trigger, you can get it straight or curved. So yeah, it is available. It is available.
Well, he didn't even say a model. He just said.
I know. Now maybe in the Diamond they don't offer that. I don't know. Let me see. No, they actually have a 2-stage, and they offer the release as well. So you might just want to check that out, Hugo, because it is available.
Come on, Hugo.
All right, so let's see. Talking Rock talks about the Rock River 2-stage. That's also a good one as well. Defense Rifles, Abigail says, has a standard BCM, Bravo Company manufacturing trigger, which I think are made by ALG, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm not sure who makes the triggers. I've got some ALGs as well. Ray, repeat what you said in your TriggerTech video about options to choose when ordering. Not right or left. Okay, so what we're talking about here is I can't hold a firearm.
Oh, wait.
Do you have a trigger?
I don't have the trigger.
I got the whiteboard right here.
Yeah, here you go. Here's a pen.
I got to watch how close I get to it, but
I got a trigger that's out.
So basically on a Remington 700, okay, if this is the trigger and this is your trigger guard, on a Remington 700, you've got a little small lever here that you push upwards on. And what that does, there's a linkage in the actual trigger mechanism here, and we're going to pretend it's the other side. This is a mirror image. And what you've got is a little plate here, and this little plate, when you lift on it, lifts up this whole mechanism, and that allows you to withdraw the bolt out of the action. On the Voodoos, or on a lot of these competition rifles, like if you're talking about like a Defiance, a Zermatt, there's so many ones. Even your Curtis has that.
Yeah, the
right?
Curtis is like.
Yeah, it has the Curtis. What you're going to see is on the side of the action itself. We're going to pretend this is the Picatinny up here. On the side of the action itself, it's actually going to have a little release here mounted on the side of the receiver on the left side. So you press that in, and that allows you to extract the bolt. So you wouldn't need that option. Now, it's not the end of the world if you have that, because a lot of them will have C-clips where you can remove it, but it's just something else to worry about. So just make sure you're ordering the right one. So
that's what
I can't show you this. This is my website. This is direct from TriggerTech. So if you look right here at the bottom, that right there is what you would lift up to release it. They don't show the other side of this trigger, but on one that does not have that, you will see it's omitted. Okay, now you guys can't see the other side of the trigger, but that's what I was referring to in the video. Hopefully that clears things up. What is up, Matt?
What's up, Matt? P
How
is
are
in
you
the
doing?
house.
You got a party. What's up, Caitlin? I didn't forget about you.
What's up, Caitlin?
She brought a blanket.
We got
She's
a party.
smart.
If you guys don't remember, Caitlin, we were doing. We did a good live chat one night.
Okay, so Rifle Mania asked a great question. This is one we've answered a few times, but it does vary with what optic you're running. So he's running the Vortex Viper PST Gen 2 on his Voodoo. Currently has 20 minutes of angle in the rail. You guys recommend going to 30, 40, or sticking with the 20. Looks like I can get to 300-ish without holdover. Rifle Mania, great question. I am going to personally recommend, depending on the scope, you want a minimum of 30. 30 is so much of a standard now that even the Ruger RPR comes factory with a 30 MOA. 30 is kind of like a great number to start. I have since went to 40 minutes. And at 40 minutes, I have no issues getting a 35-yard zero, a 50-yard zero.
We're going to try a 50 out hopefully tomorrow.
But remember, it depends on how much internal adjustment your scope actually has.
Out of a razor.
So, if you figure the PST, I don't even know what the PST has on internal adjustments. We're going to make up a number. Let's say it's 80. You're really only going to have about 40 to deal with from inside of the reticle itself. So the more minutes you can add to that, then you're going to get more up on the other end. I know that at 400 yards with 40 minutes of angle, I can dial. I don't have to do any holdovers.
Say that again.
At 400 yards,
Okay.
with 40 minutes of angle on my setup, I can dial the whole range.
I did the same yesterday.
Correct.
Yeah.
At 500 yards, I have to hold about 4 more mils, 4 to 5 mils, somewhere in there. You're not going to shoot rim fire that often.
500
out of 500
was 29, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, we made some
With
hits
the
out of 600
environmentals.
yesterday on some 12-inch steels. And at 600, you're really low on the reticle once you max it out. At 600 yards, I was at 44.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, 40-something mils. That's a lot.
Yeah, because I dialed 22 and added,
all clean.
I think, 20 or 22 in the reticle. Want a seat there, Mr.
Yeah, I think I'm holding 7 at 500 with 30 MOA base.
Okay. So Matt is saying he's holding, you guys can hear that, I'm
Dial
sure.
24, hold 7.
He's dialing 24, holding 7.
Yeah, that's the one thing nice, too.
And he's running a night 4.7 to 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually has a little more wiggle room in his
I have
reticle.
a little bit more elevation.
Yeah, we'll scoot over and just watch the bug assault.
Watch my assault. Let me see that thing.
Am I allowed to touch it, or are they going to get
That's a bug assault. We don't want to even hold
This is
it.
for YouTube. This is for assaulting bugs.
All right. Red Raider asks 6 arc or 6 BR. I've got a 6 arc
And
and I like it a lot. Man, that's a tough call because I know that the barrel life on the 6 arc is way up there. The 6 BR, I don't own one, but I've heard a lot of good things about them.
that's the same one.
Tim Davis says you can always use the Remington Golden Bullets in your Voodoo rifle. Just pour some AW90 in the bucket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that always works.
Don't do that.
T to 9 3 crowns is Bojangles. Let's see here.
45 auto, I completely agree. Just the confidence that he had yesterday in being able to hit those 400 and 500 yard targets, that changed his game completely. Trust me, if he keeps practicing the way he's doing, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
You talking about Crowder?
Yeah.
I bet he was tickled.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We actually did a little mini competition. Not yesterday, the day before, right?
Yeah. So Charles Tiffy was kind of on the same thing I was. 6 BR hands down, depending on what you're doing with it. I would say that'd be the way to go. All right, guys. So I'm going to let you guys into some good information here. If you are looking to purchase, and I owe Andrew Lowe something. He sent me an email today, and I'm real good friends with the guys over at Mile High Shooting. I've done a lot of business with those guys. Visited them.
Yeah.
They're out in Colorado.
This is when he was supposed to be making nice.
But guys, if you're looking for a Voodoo and you can't find one, and you don't want to wait, I know where they're in stock.
Yeah.
Call Mile. This is very important.
Oh, God.
For a
You
small
need
fee.
you need to call Mile High Shooting. They're going to be closed tomorrow and Monday because of the winter storm, but they keep a ton of them in stock. They will always show out of stock on their website.
Supposedly, they're
But if you call and ask for Troy, all right, TROY, all right, think of Helen of Troy or Troy. Tell him Ray sent you or the X-Ring sent you. He'll get you hooked up with one. They have everything from 18-inch, 20-inch, 16-inch Voodoos, barreled actions in stock. It is a great place. You can get. They're actually
I just ordered.
They are the authorized spur dealer for North America, and so I've dealt with them on all my spur products. So if you're looking for anything, they're going to have it spur.
They got it all.
Yeah, so I'm going to give them a shout out. They're also the only other dealer other than Euro Optic for Accuracy International rifles. Speaking of which, I do have one of the ATXs on order, and I should have one coming for review from Accuracy International here shortly. But what do you think about the new ATX?
Hoping to see yours when you get in. My wife's got her earpods in, so she can't hear me right now.
You're thinking about getting one,
yeah,
aren't
I'm
you?
gonna probably pick one up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What, Matt? You already ordered?
Hey,
just keep her out of it.
Oh, there it goes. No, it's been my dream rifle. If I had to own one factory built gun, I always wanted an AI.
Cool deal. All right, let's come on up from shutout.
It's not going to be anytime soon.
The BR variants are just an easy button for low development, 30 grains, 105, and it shoots. Yeah, that's what I've heard. That and 6.5 by 47 Lapua, it's like you can't throw a bad load into it. Kreiderman says,
What's up,
it
Kreiderman?
shoots awesome. What's up, Kreiderman? I was beginning to question my shooting ability. Yeah. Look, I'm not saying somebody can't take an RPR and go out and win a match. It's absolutely possible. But it's going to be harder for someone that's starting off because you are going to be limited, especially if you're trying to shoot production like Kreiderman was. There's only so much magic you can do with the trigger. Production, you can't touch the trigger. And then a lot of guys are rebarreling those.
I was trying to answer Josie Wells or Outlaw Josie Wells' comment. I'm trying to remember the number. 300 series, right?
Orson Humphrey says, taking notes. Orson, you need to come out with us one day and get that Bergara dialed in. I know you sent me some photos and it looks awesome. I think you got a great rifle there. And so there's a chance we might do some shooting tomorrow. So maybe I'll give you a call if we do.
A chance?
Okay, we're going to go shooting tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going shooting tomorrow.
Somebody's going to be cranky.
It's a day that ends. It's a day that ends with why.
Hey, why don't you tell them about me being cranky about it? Huh?
Yeah,
If I don't shoot.
We were supposed to go shooting. It was a couple weeks ago. Well, we talked about it. It was a brief mention.
That's all I need.
Basically, it didn't happen. This man over here, IY6C, was cranky as cranky gets.
I like to shoot. We got to answer this question for Outlaw Josie Wells.
I am shopping for a really right stuff tripod. What exact model did you guys buy? The Ascend versus the Ultralight? Did it have the gimbal head? So Outlaw Josie Wells, what I ordered and what Rick ordered, I reviewed one a long time ago, was a TFTC. I think it's a 24. You know what? Just so we're sure, but it has the Anvil 30 ball head. It does not have the gimbal, or what you're calling it, I guess the gimbal. It's the Anvil 30. Let me pull it up and I will tell you exactly the model.
Yeah, I was looking for my order form.
And not TNVC or something.
The problem is there's too many. Oh, this might be it right here. Here we go. The TFCT 34
Mark II SOAR.
Yep.
Series 3 tripod with Anvil 30 ball head. It is not going to be inexpensive. That's going to run you about $15-ish.
Doesn't say on this one.
$1,400 to $1,500. But it is the bipod or tripod.
I'll put this in here just in case you need to see it again. Oh,
that's not going to focus. Yeah, there it goes. Maybe.
Trying. There it is. So that's what you're looking for. TFCT. You can always go back and pause the video on that if you needed to.
Ask for Counselor Troy.
That's right. Bill Sweeney's out there. Orson Humphrey.
What's up, Bill?
Guys are showing up. If you get a chance, please hit the thumbs up button. I always appreciate it.
What's up, Josh?
Right now, we're at
Josh?
F. Where's Josh at?
He's right there at the bottom. Josh Thomas, congratulations on your new channel. Actually,
yeah, we got to get over
video.
there. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like.
I need to get up with you. You need to help me come up with an intro if you can, because I don't know how to do all that fancy stuff. Like you got the flaming thing and everything else. And you're an IT guy, so
he knows how to do it.
You can help me make my channel look a little better.
That's right.
Some chopsticks. That's it. We'll have some chopsticks on the front. Catching a bullet.
Yeah.
With some kimchi.
Danielson.
With some kimchi on the end of it.
Oh, jeez.
All right, I'm gonna get Josh's.
All right, so he's working on that.
I tried looking for his.
Here it is, right here.
Can you use the Really Right Stuff ball head on any tripod? Not any, but a lot of different tripods, I think.
All right, you guys.
Uh-oh, there he goes.
Come on, do it. Right. Well, anyway, see the logo?
Pursuit of Accuracy.
Pursuit of Accuracy. Get over and check out his channel. Come on, Cameron, you suck.
Josh Thomas, I am on StreamYard.
We're not on StreamYard right now.
Oh, yeah. Otherwise, we could have pulled him in, but
yeah. I try not to use StreamYard very much because all the live chats, I end up ending all the hours.
Dang, Rich.
Thanks, Rich. I appreciate it.
Those are pounds, not dollars.
10 pounds.
10 pounds.
That's right.
Rich, we do share a lot of information on these chats. If you don't know Matt's a very competent shooter.
Yeah, some days.
He's a great shooter.
If you haven't seen Rick's been on my channel quite a bit. He's come a long ways in the last, he's committed to it in the last 2 years for long range shooting. We are doing a lot of ELR 22 because ammunition shortages here in the States. It's very difficult to get components. Now, we have plenty of components and all that, but you don't want to burn it up if you don't know when you're going to be able to replace it. And that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
we all have bullets and primers and powders, but we're shooting these 22s because it's
fun.
tink, tink, tink.
It's a blast.
I think it's great because you hold a lot more in the reticle. It's like you're shooting a lot farther. It's like shooting
absolutely.
far.
Talking with radio today, talking about scope tracking and all that. We're going from the bottom end of the scope
all the way to the top,
maxing out full elevation.
Well said.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
one end of the spectrum to the
all
other.
day long. That is true. And our zeros stay right.
The scopes get a workout.
They do.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I hate about my new scope too. It's so new.
Yeah.
It's like it's like I don't like this thing. It needs to be broken.
So with that being said, if you call Troy and ask him for a voodoo, I ordered one today for Mini X. So she has a new one coming. It'll be here Monday.
That is a fact.
And she doesn't like camouflage at all, but she was like, Dad, I want to Cerakote it. And we're actually going to let her Cerakote it. And she wants to do pink, but she doesn't want pink camouflage. I don't like pink camouflage either. But she's going to do some type of pink on that voodoo. And I was like, okay. And she's like, pink with white polka dots. I was like, no, I don't think white will go well because it'll be too hard to keep clean.
Oh, yeah.
It'll look like bubbles.
Look kind of cool.
It's going to look cool.
Yeah, so Josh, he says a shameless plug, but get over to his channel. It's a great channel. He doesn't have many videos yet. He's just starting out, so help support him by subscribing to him. And he does a lot of the IT stuff, so he's very knowledgeable. So he has all the cool stuff. He's got screens inside of screens and drone footage and all sorts of cool stuff. So.
I tried searching it today, and I couldn't.
You couldn't find it?
I might have typed it in wrong.
I'll send you the link.
Charles Tiffy said he's going to try to do the quarter challenge at 600 yards in the next few days.
I know. Hey, so the other day I went to shoot my 6 Creedmoor, and then the rifle showed up. Remember we were shooting, and all of a sudden, so I ended up stripping the scope off, the trigger off.
You actually shot the 6 Creedmoor?
No, I was going to. I was going to do a video for Eagle Eye.
So Skunk Ape says he can't wait to get up here and spank us on the range. You know what? You probably will. It's fine if you do.
I'll buy you a drink.
We'll respect you and buy you a drink and say great shooting. But
right.
And heal that foot up from that grazing shot.
That's right. Heal the foot.
All right, Josh, I appreciate it. I'm going to hold you to that. He says he's going to get me on an intro. So we can do some chopsticks catching a bullet. Call it the X ring, and the chopsticks will be like in the shape of an X.
Oh, yeah.
That will work.
Yeah. I need an intro, too. I got a prize in the mail today, boys.
No, Orson, he's not talking about with the 22. It's actually with center fire.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I know we still got to get out there. I haven't shot a center fire rifle since October.
I'm actually thinking about loading up some before we go tomorrow, probably in the 6 Dasher.
Oh, you can't be making all that noise, obnoxious noise.
I've got suppressors.
Where y'all going?
I don't know. We talked about shooting at the house, but we can shoot wherever.
All those nice steels.
Hey, if you're available tomorrow, Orson, and you want to get some time in, just let me know if you're available, and you can get that Bergara dialed in. Let's see here.
Charles said he ordered some stickers today about the size of quarters. Going to try to get a video. Nice. Let's see. All right. You guys read and I'll yap.
Yeah, so Charles Tiffy there was a few weeks ago, somebody said we couldn't hit a quarter, and literally a coin.
Shit is probably
at 600 yards with 10 shots. And I told him that'd be a tough shot. I said it would be a very, very tough shot. I'm not saying it's not doable. And so someone said we need to try it. And so
And it was
we should try it
600
soon.
yards.
600 yards.
Oh, that's a long hike up that hill.
Rich says he calls suppressors moderators in the UK. Oh, I have some other good news. There was somebody on the channel that asked me if I'd ever heard of or been able to get my hands on an R6 suppressor / moderator. And I have that in the works. That is coming. The owner of that company, his name is Kyle. He owns KGM, which is, we'll just leave it simple. It's KG Made Suppressors. We are getting one, so we will be able to review that for you. Initially, that was going to be an LEO military can only or suppressor. I talked to him, and I think they're getting ready to open that up for civilian ownership, like non-military LEOs. So I'm hoping to do a full review on that. I also still owe you guys one on the Dominus, which I haven't even taken out of the box yet.
You've been slacking.
Josie
I've
Wales.
been busy, man.
Josie
Slacking.
Wells, this question is for you, but just so you know, Matt is an exceptional shooter. He is he's so good. He's a sleeper. We call him a sleeper.
Yeah, I heard y'all saying that too. It was like after like the third stage, y'all were yapping about something.
Well, Brandon is actually the one who won the match, who was a very experienced PRS shooter. And it was funny because Brandon said, when we started, before we ever even shot with Brandon, Brandon said, we're taking 1 and 2. And I was like, boy, I hope you're right on that. And Brandon was a very, very good shot. And then Matt goes to shoot, and he's like, that boy can shoot. And I said, he's what we call the sleeper.
Yeah.
So if you want to answer his question, how did you overcome the butterflies on your first PRS shoot, given the experience and talent that you were up against?
I don't think I've ever overcome butterflies. In any match I've ever shot, you still get them, but it helps going with friends.
Yep.
You, Rick, Sweeney, Kreiderman, all those guys. It helps tone them down, but once you get that first stage out of the way, kind of subsides a little bit, and then you might bomb a stage, and then you start overthinking some stuff. I don't ever get over the butterflies, if that makes sense. It's just there. I just work through it.
I don't know. You always shoot well. You always have 3
I mean,
guns and everything.
Do you not get nervous though? Does it go away throughout the day, or you kind of got that? You see that stage layout or that.
I think it's more about if there's a difficult thing.
Yeah, well,
Not because it's far or the
yeah. You
target's
saw
small.
Jacob's ladder, and you're like,
Like,
oh damn!
yeah, I'm
how
like,
the hell am I going to shoot this?
That's
We were
exactly-
all
yeah.
questioning how the hell we were going to shoot it.
Yeah, it was a tough one, and it was kind of cool that that was there because I never shot off of one of those before.
Well, there was 2 stages of
Yeah, and the
things that
fence
we've
post.
never shot off of ever.
The fence post, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that was tough. I'd like to actually build one of those and do some practicing. You're going to see those again.
The T-post?
Yeah, the T-post guys. There was a tall one, a medium one, and a short one. They were just cut off with a little bit of duct tape on the bottom or on the top, keep you from scratching your rifle. But
it helps going with friends. Outlaw Josie Wells. I don't know. It's just more fun going with friends. It's more toned down. So
Josh is telling us quit training. Need some sort of advantage at the match.
On the 27th.
You got your advantage. You just bought your new barrel that shoots lights out. I watched your video.
Guys, if there's one piece of advice, and I always try to give advice, but I mean it from the best place. If there's one piece of advice that I can give you, if you're going to shoot a competition, it doesn't matter if you're 3-gun shooting, if you're USPSA shooting, if you're PRS or this ELR rimfire, if before the stage, let's say you're 1 shooter up from going, you're man on the deck.
I know.
If you can't close your eyes and know where every target is and visualize it and know the shape of that target, you're not ready to shoot that stage. Because if you can't do it here with your eyes closed, you're sure as heck not going to be able to do it when you're looking through an optic or trying to find these. And all of a sudden there's other targets, especially in rimfire, that are littered out there that all of a sudden you're wasting time trying to figure out, is that my target? Is that the right? No, it's that one over here.
That's what was happening yesterday to somebody. And I was getting a little frustrated. Like, you know where these are. Hell, they don't even move. Like the ones at the range they're in the same spot.
Correct. Stationary distance.
Yeah, and I'm like, Come on, buddy.
Yeah, so while he's working on that, there was a video that I was going to put out that I didn't. It probably won't get put out because some footage was lost. But what I'm going to show you guys is what I do, especially with a newer shooter. Hold on, I'm going to try to find the footage.
Hit the smash that button. Let's see. Another piece of advice: if you can't open your eyes and see dope on your cheat sheet in your turret, you're not ready to. Yeah.
Okay, so really quickly.
At least I showed up, though.
So you guys know that on my website, I sell the white data cards, or what I call a sector sketch drawing. My website's down right now. It's going to be down for about a week or so don't try to go to it. But these are really, really helpful. What I do is on my tripod, I put 3 pieces of loop Velcro. Okay, that way, regardless of the orientation, I can throw this data card up there. What we do, and this was on the video that, okay, let's see if we can get that to focus. Give me just a second. Okay, right there. You'll see that I have the target shape. So, for example, we have a man steel there. Let me try to get, can you hand me a pen?
They saw
it. Black one. I know, but I don't get my finger to get it to refocus. Okay, what I'll do is I will put the target shape, and then I will put the distance. Then over here is the dope. I always circle my dope. Okay, so that's 29 mils. So that's a circle target. It's 258 or whatever that is, and it was 20 mils. That actually might be 398. Yeah, 398, 20 mils. And so when you have a newer shooter, and this is the orientation, especially when you're looking down range, having that under the binos to where they can see it. Now, they don't care about the correction in mils because that might not line up with their rifle, but at least they know the distance and the target shape. Having that layout will save you so much time, especially with a newer shooter or somebody that might not be familiar with that range when they see this just big sea of white out there.
Josh busting that ass.
What?
I got him back. No, that's why I put so true. LOL.
Oh, geez.
Orson, no, I can't wait to shoot with you coming up soon. It's going to be fun to meet you. Have some fun. It's going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah, so John Kreiderman had the camera yesterday. He knew I was calling him out. I was like, hey, do you mind recording this for just a second? I get back home, and there's none of it. Even when I did the little kimchi squat.
No.
Yeah, so we were doing offhand shooting at a 12-inch plate at 400 yards.
Kreiderman.
And I was on fire yesterday. I'm going to let Rick – was I on fire or not?
You shot well.
It was like offhand, 400, boom, hit, 400, boom, hit. And then I went to the sitting position, 3 for 3.
First it was me talking smack.
You did. You started.
I do that to motivate you.
Oh, sure. I appreciate it.
No, I do. Like, I know.
I was done. I was done.
You're like, come on, I'm gonna get my rifle. Offhand,
he's like, go ahead, offhand, 400 yards, 12-inch
I
plate.
said, you're the X-ray. You got this, no problem.
You know you're in trouble when he packs up and then he unpacks.
We did unpack, but that
he got my brain thinking. It's like, can I do it or not?
Yeah,
so
you could do
it was a 12-inch steel at 400.
I knew you could do it. I've seen you shoot offhand. And no, but the reason why we pulled the rifles back out was actually do a 100-yard
group.
Yeah.
Which is interesting if you guys haven't heard.
We have not. I got a video.
Big Country, I do not chronograph my 22s. The only time I've ever chronographed my 22 was for the video about the suppressor, okay? And that was to get the standard deviation, extreme spread. You really don't need to chronograph your ammunition. I know some guys are like, what the heck is he talking about right now?
As long as you true it.
You can do everything on your Kestrel or on your Streetlock, and it doesn't matter. It's gonna get you close enough. Yeah. If you don't know, if you're shooting Center X, put in there 1070. It's close enough.
What about with the summer months coming up and it gets hotter out?
See, in our look,
you just confirm it.
Our Center X.
Yeah, but I'm saying before a match, we don't have time to confirm.
Our Center X is shooting 1083.
It'll take into
Check
consideration
the speed.
Yeah. No, you'll be good. If you can true it up by the temperature, you'll be good.
40 MOAs now. 20 in the rail, 20 in the mount.
Stratos 27. Correct. That's exactly correct. I tried to order a 30 MOA rail with my rifle, but at the time I had to take what they had, and they didn't have any 30s. So I took the 20, and then I put a 20 spur on there. So that gives me the 40.
Yeah. And I'll be able to tell you if a 20 and a 30 is going to work. I don't know. We'll see. Should.
Shibal-Siki, you'll be surprised. He's part Korean as well.
Yep.
He's going to send stickers to you.
Oh, really?
These ones right here.
Yep. So he wants to know what flag you want. USA, Korean flag, or USA and
China.
Oh, dude.
I gotta put these
So
on.
big shout out to Shibal-Siki for these stickers. They are awesome.
This says Rick in Korean.
Oh, that's what.
No, that doesn't say Rick. That says Dick. Yeah.
That's what you have on your scope, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, he sent
that's
them. He
cool.
sent them.
Josh says he has 30 MOA and he wants more. Time for a spur, I guess.
Yeah, I'm running 30 as a base and 20 on the spur.
That's cool shit, man.
I know. I still gotta. Well, I had to figure out what scope I was gonna use because I didn't want to put it on the scope I wasn't gonna use. You know what I mean?
Well, that's awesome of you, Shibal-Siki.
Yeah,
we
thank you
appreciate
so much.
everything.
Let's see. Rick Kronos is 22s once, then he gets online and orders another one. DW, that's good. That is good.
All right, Orson. He's bringing up the tuner again, which is a good topic because I wanted one, I didn't want one, and now I think I want one.
I think you should try one.
So here's what
but
happens.
it's $200, and right now $200 goes a long ways towards Mini X's build. It at least buys two
mags.
something. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I got a fix for that. A half a fix.
Oh, you talking about putting on shims?
No. We have that 50% off XLR, but just get the light one.
Yeah.
You still have a good one?
I still have a good one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's gonna cost you.
Okay, so this is a great question by Rich from coming across from the UK. Do you chaps all use MRAD over MOA as a preference, or do you often switch between the two?
MRAD.
You learned on what?
Mill.
No. You learned on mills?
Well, I didn't know what I was doing with MOA. I'd
Okay.
say I really learned on mill.
I grew up on MOA, and I swore I would never leave it. What'd you grow up with? You don't even know.
I started off with
MOA.
MOA because that's all they had.
That's what most people use.
That's all you can get at Walmart.
Is MOA.
No, I'm serious.
If you're going to get into this game, unless you're doing F class or bench rest, you're probably going to want to switch over to MRAD. I know Bill Sweeney is, I don't know if he's on the channel tonight, but he started off, he had an MOA scope. He switched over to MRAD.
And that's so we can communicate.
Same language.
Yeah, especially when it's like, well, we had that issue in Yemisi. He was asking what we were holding, and I basically told him, and then we had to try to convert it over.
Yeah. Yeah. So what you're going to see, Rich, is primarily in PRS down here, whether it's 22 or centerfire, your biggest majority of shooters are going to be using mill radians.
Fixing to get off work, big country.
So, Orson, are you planning on going with the ATS, the Eric Cortina? Which barrel tuner are you going with?
You said it right there.
Oh,
ATS is what I'm doing.
Okay, so no, that's Big Country. Big Country says, I have an ATS. Oh, he's getting one too. So everybody's going with ATS.
Whoa.
It's $200.
That was kind of cool. You see that?
Yeah. You didn't know it did that?
No,
so you can find it. When it's lost, the cursor gets really large.
I was like, what?
Charles Tiffy says Mills. It's just the way. And if you're not familiar with him, Rich Weston, Charles Tiffy is a very accomplished shooter. So a lot of the information that he shares on the channel here, it's good information. I don't think we've ever differed on opinions or anything.
Just a 60-degree throw.
Abigail said, I started on MOA. I think that's what most of us started on. Even in the military, a lot of people were shooting MOA, especially Army snipers back in the day. And almost everybody's converted over to Mills now.
I wonder when Mills started. Have they been around since the beginning of time?
Mills goes way back into the submarine days for.
Oh, even before MOA?
Oh, yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. But in a scope, right?
Joe M says JTAC is coming out with a new brake that will have some tunability. Interesting.
Good to
Rich
know, Joe.
says F-class over here is often known distance, and so people use MOA. But I want to extend my experience to ELR at variable distance, so quite split on choice of scope. Rich, the beauty is almost all your major manufacturers offer the same scope with the option of mill or MOA, whether it's a Vortex or Night Force. And Charles, I do want to mention something. I'm going to finish that thought though. The good thing is you have options. I would definitely go to Mills. If you try Mills, I don't think you'll ever go back. Don't ever let anybody tell you that, oh, the MOAs are finer and you don't want Mills. It's too sloppy. If it's for F class and you're trying to do 1/16 of a MOA or an 1/8 of an MOA, then maybe. But that's different. Remember, that's fixed distance. For Mills, it's going to be close enough. Most people can't hold the difference between a 1/4 MOA or a 1/3 of an MOA or 0.36 inches at 100 or
Kreiderman said the chicken
0.25.
JM, you're gonna mess up your barrel more than likely by cleaning it, with messing it up than you would from shooting it.
The crown.
Yeah.
JM, typically,
I don't either, Abigail.
we're using as a rule of thumb around 200 rounds for cleaning our rifles.
Not this cat.
Sometimes
Sometimes had like 400 rounds.
That's because he shoots that in a sitting.
Yeah, I had 500 yesterday.
Yeah, he shoots more than anybody I know.
Actually, I need to clean my rifle.
Good Lord.
Just make sure you clean it properly.
That's right.
Be careful.
Oh, so Charles Tiffy, I was going to order
guy.
a new scope today, and I actually talked to some very, very knowledgeable folks. And I was actually looking at Tangent Theta. And I was trying to consider that or another Night Force 7 to 35. Now, a Night Force 7 to 35, you're looking at about $3,600. The Tangent Theta, you're looking at about $4,800. So, somebody say, well, it's only $1,200, $1,300. And this is really good information because we were ready to drop the coin today on it. And the word was, and this guy does nothing but sells these for a living. He said, I don't know if I would pay the difference because you're not going to see a $1,300 difference between the Night Force 7 to 35 and the Tangent Theta. He said, that being said, the glass is better in the Tangent Theta, but marginally. Okay. Reticle choices, you either love it or you don't on the Tangent. Now, you can upgrade if you needed, let's say, a trimmer 3, because they now offer that with Tangent Theta, and then you're looking for another $400 or so. So I think bang for the buck. If you're going to go Night Force, don't be on the fence about doing that in a Tangent. Unless you just want to spend that extra $1,300, which I think could be spent elsewhere, I don't think you're going to gain much from that.
Walmart does sell scopes and mills. Didn't know that. Yeah. Esau's got one. Good info, Esau. 23.
Yeah, the 1022 takedown is a very fun little platform, Abigail. Very fun. John Kreiderman, how to clean your 22, and the way not to clean them. Why don't you do that video? That'd be a good one. You said you need to do a video?
I need to clean it.
Yeah, there you go.
Be a good one, Rick.
Yeah. Or you could go to Voodoo. They got a perfect one.
Yeah. So Charles Tiffy, he's agreeing on this, guys. And I honestly wouldn't. The Tangent Theta isn't $1,300 better. The only reason I'd buy a Tangent Theta is for the JTAC reticle.
Well, and if that's the thing too, if you take two, let's say $399, and then you double it.
Okay.
As the scopes go and they get more expensive, you're not getting
exponentially better.
Yeah, they're not getting like that. They're a lot less. As you keep spending money, you're only getting a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kreiderman needs his clean as well.
Yeah, Joe M is right. Okay. So this is from a working perspective because I used to do it for work. You gain the ability to see in absolute crap conditions with the Tangent Theta. At the finale, they were the only guys that could see in snow and sleet. So that's where the difference is. And this came up in a chat. When you're behind a rifle for hours at a time, that's when you can see the difference. When you don't get the fatigue, when you don't get the headache, and you can see things. We were doing a night qualification for work. Most of you know, if you haven't at this point, you do. I don't think Rich from the UK knows this, but I actually was a sniper, and I did it for work. And one of the optics I was running for work was a Schmidt and Bender. There were some guys on the line with the Leopolds. And at a certain point, the loophole guys could not see the target any longer. And I was like, I got a clean shot. And they're like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, I can take a shot right now. Well, go ahead. Boom, clean. Any of the guys that were running SMBs could see those targets and could still make it out. Was it difficult? Of course it was. This is without any electronics or any type of night vision. And the guys that were running the loopholes at the time couldn't see them. That's where you're going to gain that difference. That's it. If you're not going to be in that situation, how many of the PRS matches do we shoot at night?
None right now.
I know there are night ones because there's one out in Yuma that we wanted to try to make.
That looked fun.
That would be really cool, but for most people, that will never apply to you. So I don't know if the value is worth it. But yeah, great point, Joe M.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. Good question by Outlaws Josie Wells. German or Japanese scope glass these days? Question mark. Preference.
He said glass.
He's talking about,
German glass is the best. Okay. Shot glass, there's really no comparison. Japanese glass is very, very good though. Okay. When you're looking at, let's say Night Force Japanese, you're looking for even, the Razor HDs.
That's
all of those that are Japanese. That's great glass, but I don't think it's the same. I'm not saying
who's running German.
I'm not saying the scope itself.
No, we're just talking
European.
glass.
Okay. So your Collis is going to be European glass. You're going to have Schmidt and Bender. You're going to have ZCO. You're going to have Swarovski. All of those are going to be
German glass.
Shot glass. Yes.
I keep saying shot glass. I keep thinking.
Not that kind of SCHOTT. Shot glass.
Shot glass. Jolly old chap. That's why we're here. We're learning.
German.
Carrie Emery. Just got here. Have you found a Voodoo bore guide made by Voodoo?
Vortec actually makes them.
Yeah, Vortec does.
They no longer use the aluminum ones. I've actually, since using mine more and taking the buttstock completely off and being very careful and going with the 17 caliber rod.
See, I don't have any issues, haven't with
it's
either one.
Smooth as can be. It's good enough.
Eagle Eye.
Yeah, Charles Tippy says, German glass in a 7-35 attacker. That would be primo.
It'd be
money.
Yeah.
It's all about the money.
Yes, Charles. One of the biggest regrets is I had an M8541.
I still make fun of you to this day.
I should have never sold that scope. I had a true U.S. Marine Corps Scout Sniper marked M850. 8541 scope.
Yeah.
And somebody wanted to offer me insane money for that. You remember, I actually won a really big match using that scope.
Yeah, you mounted it and shot it. I'm like, man, I don't know if I'd be throwing that scope.
And a guy was like, I got to have it to match my so-and-so build. And I was like, it's not for sale. And because there wasn't many of those that made it in public hands. And anyway, everything has a price.
It's gone.
How's a unicorn? You let a unicorn.
I did let the unicorn go.
Out into the wild.
I did. And I miss it too because it had the thunks. So in low light operations, when you're on tents, it goes tick, 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 tick,
Night walk in.
and as soon as you hit a mill, it goes tunk. So it was basically every 10 was tink, 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 tink,
I
tink,
think
tunk.
Maybe you told me about it, or I actually got a chance to check that out.
So if it was dark, you didn't have to actually see it. You could go to your zero stop. You're on 0, tunk 1, tunk 2, and it was a distinct noise.
I wish it'd show up in the reticle.
Try to read your reticle, or try to read your dial in dark.
You can't.
That's why the thunk worked.
The thunkity thunk. Vortec makes a 22 rimfire specific rod. That's great.
See you, Jack.
Yeah, I got one of their Vortec rods. I like it. It's okay, but I prefer the Tipton.
Charles, you're right. The newer Schmitz went down on tracking. Outlaw Josie Wells, great question again.
Yes.
Have you sold your spotting scopes in favor of the SIG range-finding binos? You do not seem to discuss spotting scopes anymore. No, I will never sell my spotting scopes.
We use them a lot still.
There is a time and place for them. Maybe not so much at the match. I did use mine in Kentucky because you had your SIGs up.
Yeah.
Now that he's finally gotten equipment and you've got your own tripod, remember, as a group, we'll share each other's equipment. So if he sets his SIGs up, then I'm going to set the spotting scope up. I don't want to set my SIGs up. I've got his to use. So going with guys does make it a little easier. The benefit of a spotting scope is I'm going to be able to tell you, you are, you don't give calls whatsoever. But if I see a guy's a mile and a half right, I know that's a mile and a half. With the binos, you're not going to be able to tell how far he's off.
It was nice having multiple pieces of glass because you got some guy on the timer on the scoreboard. Brandon would get on his glass or Ray would get on his glass and confirm.
Correct. Yeah. The other thing
impacts.
is 22s don't leave an audible note at certain distances. You don't always hear it at 300 yards, especially when there's other shooters. So by me having the loophole, the spotting scope up, you had the SIGs, which are great, but on 10 power, it's really hard to see a 300-yard target in a 22 impact. Yeah. I could visually see the impact with the spotting scope. Time and place for both, but it's not inexpensive.
What are the cleaning techniques? Wiping the scope glass clean off dust and dirt and mud.
Oh, that's a good question, man. We're getting some great questions tonight.
Scratches.
I just did that.
So what do you guys do before I answer this?
For cleaning a scope?
This is where I found that.
Muddy? We'll just go with
no, we're just going to say dust.
Just
we're going to say grit, from sand.
Conditions.
What do you do? I try to keep my caps on. I have wish I had one. What's those towels I carry? You have the same towels.
Like microfiber?
Terry cloth. Yeah, microfiber. And if it's, I try not to even touch it, even if it's dusty. I mean, if I can see through it and it's fine, unless like there's mud or something in there, I'll try not to mess with it till I get home. But if I needed to, worst case scenario, I'm using my shirt. You don't want to, but it's
so I just did this before the Kentucky match. I blew the lenses out with compressed air, and I had this pin that I had from an old Trigicon, like ACOG.
The loophole lens pin.
Yeah, it has the bristle and like really fine bristle end, and it had
camera stuff,
kind of like a suction cup, but felt like with like a black powder on it. And I did that all on the lens, or I brushed it off, and I did that all on the lens.
Okay. This is what I try to do, and guys,
this is where we find out we messed up.
This is how I would do it.
When I'm doing this, I don't want to do that.
All right,
it's because I can't see.
So from doing so much photography back in the day, especially for work, what you need to do is do exactly what Matt said, and not touch it first, but blow off all the dust and dirt with compressed air first. Okay. You want to try to get all of that out of there. I know you don't always have that option. It's not like you have a can of air, but it might not be a bad thing to throw in your bag. But what you want to do is kind of hold it upside down. If you're going to blow your objective off, don't hold it this way and spray it. Hold it this way so the loose dust can fall off. Once you do that with compressed air, then what you want to do is brush that off lightly. There are lens brushes for this, and they also make photography brushes that have little squeeze air. Yeah, it blows air while dusting. And you want to get that off with that brush very lightly, because you're still going to get the stuff that the static held to the lens and everything else. Once you get that off, then what you want to do is take a good lens cleaning wipe, and you want to wipe in a circular motion. It will leave a little bit of a haze regardless of which type of lens cleaner you're using, whether it's a Bosch Alarm or a Zeiss or anything like that. But leave it alone. That's fine. It's good enough. It doesn't need to be perfectly clean. What you don't want to do is rub dirt and dust, because any type of coatings you have on the lenses, where it's spotting scope, you got fluorite lenses, whatever, you're literally just scratching that surface.
You're making more reticle stuff.
So with that being said,
Trimmer 10.
You don't always have that option out in the match. And one of the worst things they say in photography to do is don't blow on your lenses, because you are going to blow saliva onto that lens, and you're going to make it wet, and you're going to leave smudges everywhere. But whatever. You blow lightly, try to get the dust out, and if you have to, try to use something other than your shirt that has sweat all over it, because then you're going to really smudge it. So try to I always keep a clean microfiber towel in my bag, always. Even for 3-gun matches, I use it to wipe sweat off. Don't mix the two up. And then just lightly hit it, and that's it. Try not to do any touching out in the field.
Yeah,
I know that was long.
Just run it well,
but you don't want to ruin a $3,000-$4,000 piece of glass.
This money on glass, or even your the Vortex stuff. It still it all costs money.
It all costs,
and just that piece of glass, you can ruin it so quickly.
Yeah,
just like the barrel crown.
Crown's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who asked that question, but
So Rich
most
Weston,
people ruin their 22s by cleaning them.
yeah, Rich says any pro photographer how to clean their lenses, hot air and a microfiber cloth. So yeah, that's exactly right. There's another thing you can do. If you're at home, you want to get like a microfiber that you've washed first. Don't ever use one out of the bag. Those typically have oils on them. So you want to make sure you launder those first. And here's a trick. You take a microfiber towel, you wet it, wring it out, throw it in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes. It's going to be so hot you can't even touch it. And you're going to hit those lenses and it'll immediately just evaporate off. It's a good way to also clean your computer lenses. X-Ring, if Burris were to ask you what scope you would like them to build for PRS type of shooting, what would you say? Power, reticle type, objective, ocular lens size, turrets, etc. Great question. So if they tabula rasa, clean slate, what do you want? I'd probably go with a 35 or 34 millimeter tube, 35 just for the light gathering and also being able to get me more adjustment in there. Objective 56 is fine. I don't need to go any bigger than that. As far as, I don't know why. Okay. Night Force does a really good job with their eye relief. Okay. Everybody else, you can lightly turn the back and it'll move or whatever else. Night Force, you get it, you set it, you lock it. Boom. It's locked with a locking collar. It doesn't move. That's what I would prefer, because you get some knucklehead. He wants to shoot my rifle. He adjusts the eye relief. Next thing I know, my reticle's blurry. I can't focus it in right. I want that to be locked and fixed for me.
Yeah, but the one thing about Night Force is that you can't mess with. That's the one part I don't like.
The downside to that is when you change the power, the whole back of the unit moves. The only detractor to that is when you're trying to put camera equipment on it. Yeah. That's really the only detractor, or your lens cap actually move.
Yeah.
But on the Tenebrex, those actually click into position. So that's not the end of the world. Okay. But it will move your caps over. So I would go with something that's a locking eye relief on it. I would probably go like Collis and go with Parallax.
Windex and Scotch Brite.
Parallax would be at the top, just like a Collis, so that when I'm doing my elevation, I can adjust it without having to move back to the side.
That's actually really good.
Left side needs to be for illumination. Okay. That's what it's for. Or even like the loopholes where it was back here by your eye relief. Having the illumination on the left side and not being too like vortex.
Why not have it?
I got my Parallax and then I got to pull this and rotate. Don't do that. Have the Parallax and the elevation the same.
I'd rather have illumination on the right. And then you can at least dial dope if you're right-handed. Or for windage if you wanted to.
Oh, you just want a backward scope.
Isn't that what Collis does? Collis
runs Parallax on top.
But they can give you the option to run the windage on the left side.
Yeah, just like Schmidt and Bender, you can do counterclockwise or clockwise for elevation. You can order them that way.
Oh, nice.
So you reach up, you can turn this way, or you can go the other way. Gotta know your equipment.
Used to going this way.
Gotta know your equipment. All right. The coatings are very sensitive. Yes, they are.
Are scratch lenses under warranty? Let's call it Vortex, should be.
Okay, so true story. I was actually shooting a match. I used to use it on X-Ring. We were in the sand. We were running muzzle brakes, and we were in the sand, and we fired, and it sand pitted our lenses, our objectives. I called, and the problem was anytime you got in the sun, all you saw was this huge starburst. If you've ever used any like Steiner binoculars that have been in the sand pit overseas, or even a pitted out old windshield. They're all pitted, and you just have so much of this other stuff going on. It's like getting in a new car with no sand pitting, sandblasting. I called Vortex. Vortex replaced it in 5 days with a brand new objective. I can't say anything bad. It was on Vortex Razor HD.
Here's a good question.
My fault.
Repeat question. Would you ever use a 22 LR semi-auto Smith & Wesson M&P 1522 or Ruger 1022 with upgraded barrel trigger, etc. for a PRS rimfire match, or would you be laughed off the range? You wouldn't be laughed off the range, but I would not.
Okay, so Rich.
Use a bolt gun. Rich.
Great question. I just talked to someone that Orson Humphrey put me in touch with, and he is supposedly one of the premier 1022 bench rest action builders in the country. And he actually owns Auto Bench Rest Association. And there's a lot of information on Sniper's Hide about them, and some of the groups these guys are printing with these 1022s are insane. They really are. And so much so that I was convinced that I wanted to buy one and shoot a match with it. Think about if you never had to come off, just you didn't have to work the bolt or anything else.
It'd be fast.
The price was not that bad considering.
No.
It was a little more than what a Voodoo would be, but the time frame didn't work with my schedule. I don't be waiting months and months and months if I'm gonna, shoot this in a match and promote it and everything else.
We were also asked the question.
Yep.
Are the top shooters shooting one of those?
No.
Exactly.
Now, that being said, the last match that we shot in Kentucky, a gentleman showed up with a bone stock Remington with a 1022 Ruger. Shot well, did not come in last at the match, and had a blast.
That's what matters.
And that's all that matters, yeah.
Having fun.
As long as you can hold a 1-inch group, you're good to go.
Blah, blah, blah. Oh, Elster's Rifles and Reloading was you were in my time slot, Elster. Todd, you better stay out of the wheelhouse, buddy. If you guys don't know, Elster's Rifle and Reloading does great videos on reloading. Go check it out. Let's see. One last time. If you go, I'll give Josh a sub. That would be great. Yeah, if you guys would all subscribe to his channel right now, he would actually, I think, almost have double what he had a minute ago. Definitely go take a look at Josh's channel.
Okay, Orson Humphrey. Orson Humphrey said, I just spent Voodoo barreled action money, so basically $1,800, on a bolt action 1022. Still doesn't compete with a bolt that costs half the price. So if you guys aren't aware, Orson was the gentleman that was building out the Volquartsen 1022 action, and he recently just got a Bergara B14R. I had a chance to shoot the Volquartsen with upgraded everything, unbelievable setup, but that Bergara shot lights out compared to that one. I mean, his groups are tight.
What shot? Great.
The B14R.
Oh, you're talking about Thomas.
Orson's ready. No, Orson is ready to go. He's gonna be ready for the VOD match.
Oh, he's got the same
setup as Bill Sweeney.
Okay, nice.
Yep.
Let's see.
That was the slickest 22 on YouTube for sure. Sad it didn't perform. I agree, Charles. It looked like $1 million.
It's cool looking, yeah. It's definitely cool looking. Let's see.
Rich says the reason he asked is he bought a Volquartsen 1522 barrel for my Smith & Wesson, but have yet to try it for accuracy. I shoot mini rifle IPSC, but want to get into long range 22.
Nice.
Shoot it at 50 yards, Rich, and as long as you can consistently do 5 or 10 shot groups that will hold the size
one
of
hole, not one hole, but one ragged.
Yeah, 50 yards is as
like
long as it can hold they use different money over there. It's as long as it'll hold a half inch at 50 yards, a half inch group.
Oh,
you're going to be fine. No, not in the UK.
Oh, they don't? Okay.
Well, yeah, they do, but they use miles per hour now and everything. I'm not a hippie like Ray is, Drew. Hey, my hair is short today.
Yeah. Mine's
Orson says it's for sale.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun hanging out with Orson.
Well, Rich, we talk about everything on here. Just a good bunch of shooters. Just enjoy sharing the information and try to put some videos out there. And we're trying to make a lot of matches now and hopefully bring you more.
Get all those filled up there. What's crazy on the camera? You can't see any.
If we're born before 85, we're all hippies. All right. Well, I'm before. You're not, are you? When were you born? Like 90 something?
89.
89.
89. That's a good year.
He's a youngin'.
That's a good year.
Hanging around.
That was the year I got to get out of high school.
When you put it in that perspective.
That's when I graduated.
Yeah, we are imperial after all.
I'm just going to show up.
22 BR, get a DQ and go home.
There you go. Show up, Charles.
It specifically states in there 22 LR.
Yeah.
So maybe you can do a 22 LR without, like the period and say, this is my version of the 22 LR.
Yeah, big old
long range.
Every time Charles shoots, no one else can.
89 was a great. Holy crap! I was already graduated from high school in 89. You were
What
born.
made it so great? Because Rick said it, you said it, Kreiderman saying it, 45 Auto said it, he started grad school.
Grad
in
school.
89.
Yeah, 45 Auto's couple ahead of us.
Drew says he graduated from high school in 94.
Got socks older than that.
He has an alpha stamp, some 22 long rifle brass.
That's it.
All right, what else? What else can we talk about?
We're already.
What else
Man,
can-
it's gone
I'm
fast.
just hanging out with you guys.
It's been an hour and 15 minutes already.
All right,
Crazy.
where do you want to be by the summer? What do you want to be doing as far as shooting?
Just being more consistent. Taking out some of these mental errors, these little mistakes here and
There's
there.
Bill
I'd like
Sweeney.
to shoot just a clean match for me. Not clean, because that'd be damn near impossible, but just I could be happy at the end of the day. Like, I shot my best. I'm happy with that. I did everything I wanted to do. I'm cool with that.
Are you going to shoot any centerfire PRS matches before the summer or about summer?
I would love
We
to.
talked about it.
I'd want to. I don't have any primers, but
We had a good
We
dinner.
got primers.
Was it
We
yesterday,
got you
right?
covered.
but then it's like I have no primers. We shot the 6 Creedmoor that Eagle Eye built. I have no load data for it. We have a general idea. It's just like starting over from scratch. All that stuff.
Does anyone shoot 22 WMR? No. Shaggy says I was born in 93.
We had Matt and I went and ate Mexican food yesterday. And it was fun. We were talking about it would be nice just to go through a whole match.
Well,
smooth, not have
yeah,
any.
just there's things you would take back from the Kentucky match, obviously.
Oh, for sure.
And there's stuff I would do just breaking down certain stages. I'm like, man, all I needed to do was brace my hand, and I probably would have gotten a couple more impacts, or just little things here and there.
That post one is the one Matt was talking
Like,
about.
I did worse on the ladder one, but the post one is just there was just an easier way to navigate that, and I just should have done better.
All right, Otter, great question from Iceland. He says, great video on the trigger tech. Why 2-stage versus single? What do you gain? I'll be last to answer this one. We'll go ahead and start with Matt first. 2-stage, single stage for precision rifle. And why?
Well, my initial 3-gun rifles had 2-stage triggers in them. I like being able to be on target, getting ready to break the shot, and taking that slack. Everything's good, and then break. That's what I like about the 2-stage.
Okay.
Other than that, well, most of my bolt guns have had 2 stages in them. So
You're kind of
So
new
I
to
switched.
2-stage, and you just switched.
Well, I know I just ordered 2, but like my Tika and a lot of my 3-gun stuff was 2-stage.
Correct. Now, coming off of your Voodoo that had a
single
diamond
stage.
single stage.
Yeah. I had to get used to it.
Yep.
Usually I like resting on there, feeling it, and then
that's what I like. I like being able to have.
I like being able to touch the trigger.
If
so,
I need to come back off of it, I can.
yeah, and you can kind of reset your pad while you're if you need to.
Yeah, if I need to adjust, I can come back off. Well, or just on stage.
But I'm gonna have an issue now going back to a 2-stage.
I think
Okay.
it'll be fine.
No, it'll be a quick transition, but it's because I put a lot of rounds down that one.
Yeah.
Just getting used to it.
Yeah,
And it was
that
super
shitty.
light.
And it was, and that was the thing is that was my touch. So just don't touch it until you're ready to shoot, kind of deal.
Mhm.
And now I got to get back to okay. I need to be able to, feel where my pad's at and then engage. But
Okay.
it's a
My
different type of
preference is
shooting.
2-stage, period, bar none. I don't like a single stage. I don't like to be able to touch a trigger and just assume that it's going to be, a pound and a half or a pound, whatever it is. I always like that reference point of being able to touch a trigger, taking up the slack and hitting that wall, because then that wall is always the same. I know where it's at. You start shooting in different conditions or your fingers are freezing, you can't feel them. It gives me something tactile that I can feel that resistance when I hit that wall, because even if it's a pound, you're still going to be able to hit that wall and tell. That's why I like a 2-stage. I've always shot 2-stage triggers in all my rifles, and I'm glad Trigger Tech came out with that. A lot of people, that's a very highly anticipated trigger,
It's a nice trigger.
and
Very
it's nice. But it's
Good.
like you said, if you decide not to take the shot, you can come off, but you're still in that resistance zone and then go right back to that wall again. Whereas a single stage, you're already on the wall. You're already there.
Preference.
Well, see, I watch when you guys are shooting, and you'll kind of find the spot you like.
I find the spot.
Yeah,
that's right.
And then as you're going and acquiring the target,
I'm sure I shoot so damn quick. The 2 stages more like a single stage anyway.
Okay,
I think you're gonna slow down just mentally now because like.
Yeah.
I think it would be
need to.
I don't know. You're killing it. That's for sure. Is that a foul bore?
All right, we're trying to answer the questions, guys. Hang out. We're trying to catch up.
Who's stockpiling all the ammo? That's a great question. I don't know.
All right, let's see here. John Kreiderman says he loves 2-stage triggers. I'm trying to get caught up.
Kreiderman's setup. I want to see his setup.
It's a nice rifle.
Andy Lowe, thanks again for that email this morning. I did get one from them. And if anybody's looking for a Voodoo, they are in stock, even though they show out of stock. Call and ask. You have to ask for Troy. Tell them X-Ring sent you. All right, let's see here. Elfsters says, give me a 2-stage in my precision rigs and single in my quick, fast running guns. Yeah, well said.
That needs an energy drink.
Yeah, I'm running on fumes.
You tired, buddy?
Yeah. Pretty tired.
Well, I appreciate you coming out.
Of course.
Skull, does Trigger Tech offer the Diamond 2-stage with bottom bolt release? Let me look and see.
Someone was saying too, I don't remember who it was, at a left. They don't sell it in a left-handed version, but I thought you could get one.
I think they offer it in like the special, don't they?
Yeah, the special 2-stage,
I don't know if they
but
do
not
with
in the Diamond.
Yeah.
Oh, see, why not? There's a lot of left-handed shooters out there that want
No,
the
the
same.
special's like a step down.
Yeah,
from
it's
the
a lower
Diamond.
end.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Why don't they just? You got a lot of their precision
Yeah.
left-handed shooters.
Based on their website, I'm saying the same
I
thing.
don't get how Voodoo hasn't given you guys a
Special only.
sponsorship. LOL, you sold more than their marketing team. That's true, Shibal Seki.
I couldn't even get a call back from them.
We probably sold at least 12 of them. Hell, we bought 6 of them. Just size and prime brass for tomorrow's EC tuner.
Nice.
That'll be cool, Ryan. Hopefully that works out well for you. Keep us updated on that.
Charles Tiffy says the special from Trigger Tech is like the hunting trigger. Yeah, because the cost is reflected on that as well. It's much cheaper.
Yeah. Understand the reason for a 2-stage trigger. Can you help explain, Ray?
I think I just did as best as I could explain it. It just gives me something solid to perch on. Even the Accuracy Internationals, those are 2-stage triggers. It just, for me, it works. You just have to try one. You have to try it. Try a good 2-stage trigger and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Strict licensing for held rounds, but then
no mag restrictions in England, but you will have to get authorization for 600 rounds. That's crazy.
What, to buy, to order 600
Yeah,
rounds?
I guess to buy it, yeah. Yeah, Andrew, man, I really wish I could make that match. March 27th, Quantico Shooting Club. They're having a PRS match, and that would be awesome, but we've already all signed up for the March 27th match shooting the
VOD.
That's a series.
PRS
That's
Rimfire
a series.
series.
We gotta continue it.
There is a couple, I think, PRS 22 matches at some Quantico facility or something up that way.
That's the one Andrew's talking about, I think.
Yeah.
The Trigger Tech single stage on my crossbow thing is crazy light. If you're going to go more than a pound, I don't see why you would go with the diamond over the special. Joe M says. To buy and hold.
Ryan Berg, never have tried the Jackson or the Tub. Rich says they also have to keep ammo in a separate ammo safe. Can't keep them together.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of weird, funky restrictions.
Yeah, and guys, just listen to what Rich is saying because, that's what they're trying to do over here to us. They're really trying to.
How many of you guys have sent an email to your legislators in your Senate?
To let them know. Yeah, because the one they just passed, that deals with.
I did that like 4 days ago.
You know the one they just passed? It's the
Today?
Charleston loophole.
What's that?
Oh, it's the gun show loophole.
No,
basically.
it's the Charleston. Basically, so when the young kid went and shot up the church in Charleston, South Carolina. So the way it works now, if Matt goes into a gun store and Matt wants to purchase a firearm and they do the next check on him, let's say you don't have it concealed or anything like that, and they don't come back with an approval. Okay, you don't get one on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you used to do some stuff at a gun store. Mm-hmm. What happens after 3 days? If you haven't gotten a call back,
we sell it.
You can sell it to that person. Mm-hmm. So basically, after 3 days, if you have not heard back from ATF, then the gun store is allowed to, when the guy comes back, give it to him. Legally, that's the way the law is written. What they're saying is they didn't have enough time and that he should not have been able to get that firearm. Okay. So part of this bill I think they passed was to stop that loophole. This was the biggest part of it, and extend that to 10 days.
Nice, Drew.
So that they say that they can do the research to make sure that this guy's not having.
What percentage is that?
Cool-off period.
That's it. What percentage is that going to stop? It's like almost nothing. And it really wasn't the cool-off period. It was they just didn't get a return back from NICS. From the National Information, the crime center.
That happened a decent amount of time.
Yeah. And there was some more stuff that was attached to it.
Now, is that someone that already, because in North Carolina, in order to purchase a pistol, you got to have a permit or a CCW.
Correct. But this is like a rifle.
And the guy would have to wait 8 days?
If you didn't get a return immediately.
Yeah, so we're calling.
You typically get a return right then and there.
Yeah.
But if you don't.
Proceed, a delay, or a denied.
Correct.
You're going to get one of those three.
10 business days, Moore says.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, in California, it was basically a cool-off period. But the thing about saying the words cool-off period was if you already owned a firearms,
why do you need a cool-off
You don't need
period?
a cool-off period.
Yeah.
So it was the dumbest thing I heard of. Bunch of laws are dumb, I guess. 1446 is really screwed up by ignorant people. Yeah, the problem is people writing these things have not a clue.
They don't have a clue.
Just texted actually some pics of the V.
I just got it, Elster. The V4 Auto Trickler. This thing looks trick, Ricky.
What is that? Doesn't matter. I got one. I don't want to go buy more.
Oh, look at that thing. What is that?
What's that?
You know what? This right here looks like a Mitsubishi Turbo. All right, you see that? Actually, kind of looks like a Porsche Boxster, horizontally opposed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so these came in. I know you guys are asking them. I keep getting darn emails. They're in. If you need one, let me know. You know how to do it. They showed up all the way from sunny California. Put the pressure on the local elected officials. Yes. Common sense.
Ain't common.
Ain't common.
Shaggy said, be right back.
Be right back. All right. What are you looking forward to practicing tomorrow, Matt? What do we want to do?
Slowing down.
Oh, really? So timed events, and we'll try to stay right around whatever we think the time is. Handguns are banned here in the UK.
Oh, we'll just see what we get into tomorrow.
Otter says he's looking forward to the experience when the Three Musketeers show up here. I told him, I said, you know what? We really need to go to Iceland. Plan a trip out there.
Yeah.
Says he promises we'll have a good time. Just being in Iceland, that'll be a good time. Just doing the trip.
Yeah.
Handguns were banned in the UK in 1997, but you can own a long-barreled .22 pistol or centerfire revolver if the barrel is 12 inches in length and overall firearm is 24 inches. Wow.
More rules.
That's an SBR, isn't it?
Yeah.
Short-barreled pistol.
Yeah.
That'd be a long-barreled pistol. That is crazy, Rich.
What's up, Rusty? Man, now I want to come.
Will do, Andrew.
Practice with you guys tomorrow. Don't be cheating, Josh. Don't be cheating.
I have shot more 22, like practicing.
Heck
Than
yeah.
any other discipline so far.
Jerry makes super chats to buy a hat that way. No, Drew. Don't you already have a hat?
Rich said if we go to Iceland, he'll fly over as well.
Who?
We could have the European party, European vacation.
That's it, damn.
Oh, we ought to do it.
Are we able to shoot, though?
I think he said that we'd be able to shoot some 22s.
All right. We'll put out a little mini match then. TV sent me an email. Let's see. No, Drew, if you're interested in the hat, you just got to email me. Isyour6covered@gmail.com.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I don't know if I can go along with that.
Might have to try that next match.
What, cheating?
How am I going to cheat?
Yeah.
There's no way. You either hit the target or you don't.
Yeah.
It's either
Now, he might be referring to what they call gaming. You know, you hear a lot of people refer to these plates as gamer plates. And I don't know if that's just a way to try to belittle somebody because for whatever reason or they don't have it. Call it a gamer plate, call it whatever you will. But if there is a tool that is allowed in that sanctioned series or match, why wouldn't you use that? I wouldn't call it a gamer plate. I would call it
I bought that Gray Ops.
tool. It's another tool.
I love that Gray Ops.
Yeah.
Mini Pro plate. Thing's
Hell,
awesome.
it's no different than a bipod.
Matt is the gamer in the room.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm the gamer.
You're younger.
I guess.
I don't know. That's the only way I can think of it.
We were trying to game that ladder stage.
Todd says, if you want the cheap Iceland experience, then I'll fly you to northern Wisconsin for some cheap beer and a plate of cheese.
Damn.
And it says, Ray, I sent you an email on the voodoo information, sir. TV. All right, I'll check it out here in just a second. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That sounds like a plan. Only if he gets in a kneeling machine.
Who's that?
I'm just
damn.
trying to catch up with all these
What does that say?
Linnenkugels
Linnenkugels
and curds.
I don't want any of that.
It's like your curds in the way.
What's that cartridge best powder? I got a beer and cheese.
Hey, did the plate come with the brass weights or did you buy them separate?
Yes, it came with the brass weights. The Pro model comes with the brass weights.
That's a nice plate. I like that.
I like it.
Yeah.
Off of a bag, I really do like it.
I like how it's actually flat and has those little textured weights.
Yeah.
Hey, TB, I just need you to be a little more specific on the email on what you were asking, please, sir.
What's up, +5?
Conservative Sniper, when are you going to be shooters the 6-dasher? Actually, I was planning on taking the 6-dasher out tomorrow. I just had to get some rounds loaded up. But that being said, if the ATX is on the way, one of the plans is, because I'm in a good situation right now. If they send me the ATX, that's chambered only in 6.5 Creedmoor. There's no other chamberings at the time. The beauty of it is that uses the M27 tenon, which is the same as the other accuracy that I have, which I have the 6 Creedmoor barrels by proof, and I also have the 6-dasher barrel. So I don't want to start burning through a bunch of 6-dasher before I get the ATX because I want to be able to do a really good comparison with that. I should have 2 more proof barrels coming on Monday as well. I have a carbon proof 6 Creed and then a steel 6 Creed.
So when I pick my AI up, I'll have a 6 Creed barrel.
I'll let you shoot my burnout one. How's that?
Such a dick.
All right. All right. Sheeball Siki says he's got some proofs made for the stickers. Let's see. I'll try to get them sent out next week. Got some pink and yellow set. Man, I appreciate it, Sheeball Siki.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Shaggy. We got Rick is reading over here.
Yeah, I was trying to answer TV's comment.
What bullet am I going to shoot? I am going to shoot the Burger 105s. I've got 1,000 of them that are on the way. I was able to source some, and Charles was working on it for me, but I didn't hear back. But I do have some 105 targets as well. So between the 105 hybrids or the targets will be good.
Rich has a question about variable scopes all the way, or holographic was
What? Where's this holographic?
Rich Weston. Top of the page. There.
Oh, Rich Weston, absolutely variable scope all the way for a long range match. Don't go holographic sight with a magnifier. There's too much drop, and you're not going to be able to compensate for distance shooting. If you're just shooting at one known distance and you can set it, great, but otherwise variable. External turrets as well. Yeah, Charles said he never heard back either. I appreciate it. Right now, that stuff's hard to procure.
Yeah, you'd be better off with the 10-powered non-variable scope with turrets than you would.
Absolutely.
Any of that other mess.
If you're new to this long range 22, guys, I'm telling you, what Matt said earlier, you're going to dial the full range capabilities of that scope. You're going to be, even if you shoot at 1,000 regularly, you've never dialed as much as you have when you shoot a 22 at
centerfire is going to be boring.
It is. It is going to be boring.
I'm going 1,000 yards.
Yeah, it's like 7.5. 1,000 yards, 7.
Instead of zing, zing, zing.
I think I want to shoot a match. I'm ready to shoot something.
Oh, Andy, he said, have you ever heard of the BSF carbon? That's who I was trying to remember. Apparently, BSF makes a carbon fiber barrel for the Ruger RPR rimfire, and some people say that thing is lights out. But I've heard that's very expensive as well. $450, $500. But I've heard good stuff about it. But it was BSF. That's who it was. So thanks for reminding me on that.
Faster.
And Charles said he had one. He had a BSF 6 Creed barrel.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go.
Says it shot well too. I can't stand red dots magnifiers for detail work. Damn, dot covers. Yeah, true, Todd. Elster.
Yeah, Ryan Bird, we're seeing that quite a bit where a lot of guys are putting a dot on there, like a fast fire or an RMR or something, and they're mounting it typically at like 45 on the scope for the being able to just acquire targets, poking through, doing the little gopher looking through the scope. Elfster says, I can't stand red dots with magnifier for detail work. Dot covers up my aim small, miss small, and the magnifier does just that, magnifies the SUT. Give me a low power scope all the way. Ramsey Country says 6BR is very easy to load for at 3 different powders, a shot under 0.4 at 200 yards. Wow. And Andrew Lowe says, thanks, Charles. All right, so we have a lot of guys on here. And I know some of you guys shoot a lot of 22 long rifle. I know that I'm trying to think of all the names of everybody on here that shoot 22, especially Josh. Realistically,
Trucker South.
Tell me what your best groups are.
Richardson
at 100 yards, not with a bench rest 22, but just with a Bergara, Voodoo, whatever. What is your normal group size? If you went out and shot 10 shots at 100 yards, does it measure an inch? Does it measure larger than an inch? Typically, what do you see? I'd like to hear back from you guys. Because I hear these guys all the time. Rick and I were talking about it the other day. These guys talking about shooting 0.2 groups, 0.2s at 100 yards with their 22s. I haven't seen it. I can't do it with my rifles.
I can't do it with me. I mean, it could be me for sure, but I'm nowhere near that. I mean, I'm getting a small group.
I don't think it's you because you shoot tight groups with the center fire. So that means you have the ability to hold it. I have the ability to shoot really tight groups with my center fire.
You shot an impressive group with an 18-inch barrel.
But still, it's not like a 0.2 or 0.3. These guys are
not all going
about.
in the same hole like they. Some people
are those hats fitted or snapback?
They're snapbacks. Yeah, there's a bunch of people that wanted them, but I had to order them.
So
it's been a while.
Josh Thomas is getting half-inch groups at 100 yards. That sounds reasonable. And he says half-inch is his best. Oh, you have that photo on here while they're doing that?
Yeah, I have the photo on there. Sorry, I'm not $22 game. I'm sticking with center fire. I'm too deep in the rabbit hole.
Yeah, that is a deep rabbit hole.
Oh my gosh, it is. Dang, Rich. Appreciate it again. Thanks for sharing. We'll definitely join the next stream. Yeah, we do this quite a bit.
Yeah, we'll see you, Rich. Thank you again.
Yeah, again.
I hope you have a great evening. Cheers.
Cheers. Skull's out there. What's going on, Skull? Yeah, 0.5 is an amazing.
We haven't printed groups at 100 yet, have we?
We did yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Do you have sub MOA on your phone?
Yeah, I did.
Where do you keep it?
I don't know. Just search it. Oh, it might be on my other phone.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
You can hit the app.
I'll go ahead.
App Store. That's John's voodoo with his super old magic lot of 10x. Oh, that's John's voodoo with his super lot. Gotcha.
That's the unicorn voodoo.
That's
right?
the unicorn voodoo. Yeah, that he would never sell ever. Gotcha, sir. Ulster's rifle reloading. I'm used to less than secondary, but they say you are doing great stuff. Yes. Oh, Ryan says they're 0 to 50 yards. Is it half MOA or half?
No, I'm talking about your groups at 100 yards. 100, not at 50.
Yeah, we 0 at 50 yards, just so. No, at 100 yards, you can cover the whole thing with a dime, no problem.
Really?
All those groups we shot down at the 100-yard range at Ray's.
I've never shot mine at 100 for groups.
No, at 50.
Oh, at 50, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely at 50.
100 though, it's kind of a different.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I had like an inch and 3/4 or something.
At 100?
At 100, yeah. Little wind,
Yeah.
not enough to mess with it too much, but Kreiderman he shot his rifle. And then Ray's printed really well at 100. Probably better than at 50. It goes out and then comes back in. I don't know. Whatever that rifle is, it sure works well.
Yeah, works for him just fine.
What up, Thomas? Thomas, I got it out. I got this.
You got salt in there?
I got this. No, I don't have any salt in here.
You need to try it.
Oh, you can feel it. You can feel the wind.
Where do you load it? At the top right here?
At the top. Yeah, you just pour salt in it.
You mean,
I haven't found any bugs to kill yet, so I haven't loaded her up.
Okay, so at 100 yards with my rifle, we shot out there all day. These are 6-shot groups, and that is the best group I could get out of mine with an 18-inch Bartlein, and that measures a .73. 0.73.
That was a .73?
This is a .73. Wow. So if these guys are getting .2s, then that just reinforces the fact that 100 yards, if you can hold 1 minute or better, you can win matches. You don't need one bug hole group.
Yeah, that's crazy. My group was not very good at 100 yards. It actually wasn't bad, John. It wasn't the greatest. SoCal Plinker, welcome.
I just watched his
Thanks for
videos.
I know. I like watching this. He just put a new one out. If you guys aren't familiar with SoCal Plinker, help him out. He's a new channel as well as Josh's channel. Go over there and subscribe to his channel. SoCal Plinker, you gotta on the beginning of your video or somewhere in one of your videos, you gotta say your name. Maybe I missed it, but it's always nice if I could have said, "Hey, Fred, glad you showed up."
Yeah, so what I'm seeing here is in line with what we were experiencing. Almost everyone is somewhere between half to minute and a half with decent barrels. Got a kid barrel on this one with his 1022.
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys talking about shooting .2s at 100 yards. I'm like, dude, that's all you. I can't. I'm not saying
from the factory shooting through a tunnel. What was the best that ammo would give you?
.41.
So right there,
at 50 meters.
Yeah. So
at 100 meters, it was coming out from the Lapua Test Center. It was coming out at like 1.2 inches.
In a jig.
And that's in a jig, a fixture.
Yeah. SoCal Plinker, I want to get you on this chat one night. So send me an email. I'd love to talk to you. It'd be fun.
Yeah, that's true,
Get
Josh.
in touch. I used to work out in in Temecula, so grew up out there. So I know you're close because I can tell by the terrain.
Yeah, Charles Tiffy, I believe that's it. I believe it's like a lot of the centerfire guys that you see a lot of guys that they buy a rack grade rifle and they're like, man, this thing will shoot 1/4 inch groups all day long. I'm like, I want to pull KB's line. Show me. And I don't mean a 3-shot group. I mean, shoot a 5 or a 10-shot group. Show me.
Well, I don't get
they've
it
gotten
much.
better.
I don't get it much on this channel.
Yep.
Not that I have any other channels, but people would always say a lot of comments, right?
Yeah.
I know you get it, but it's like, I don't want to hear about it. You got to show me. Send me a video.
Yeah, show me something.
Send me a video, or I'm not going to believe half of what you have to say. Now, I believe a few of these guys out here that are always out here, but
yeah,
you get those comments where you never heard of these guys before.
Guys, 1/4 minute guns are hard to find. You find a 1/4 minute center fire, keep it. It's a good rifle. It's more than you'll ever need. It's gonna outshoot you all day long.
Time for a tuner, Ryan says.
Ain't nothing to be ashamed of. You know what, Ryan? I'm on that fence. If I could just get over the aesthetics of it, having this big old dong hanging on the end of the barrel, I hate it. I see him at the match. I'm like, what the heck is that abomination?
Hey,
on the end of the barrel?
maybe we can just make like a fake suppressor.
Make it look like a can.
Yeah, a little can, and you like just turn it inside where no one knows.
It just doesn't look clean, you know?
No, it doesn't. They're like, man, that's the loudest can I've ever seen. You're like, that's no can.
It's like somebody put a big accumulation of washers and nuts and bolts on the end of it.
That's what it is.
And I know, what the heck?
I just shot a fly.
Yeah, okay.
Ain't no fly.
No
Give me the gun.
this time of year.
Damn kids. I can't believe you gave it to me. See, you failed on that one.
I was gonna go get salt.
My dad hand came out. Like, son, give me the toy. Step away from the salt. Let's see. Anything MOA at 100 is.
Oh, kids nowadays. Kids nowadays. You were talking about the dad hand. So you want to tell them about your experience? Somebody said they cut their hand wide open. Or is this? Yeah, you know what? You're not a medical professional. You can tell you that anymore.
Oh, it don't matter.
Yeah, okay.
So my son calls me. They're out camping, him and a couple of buddies, and he's like, "Yeah, my buddy stuck his knife through his hand." I'm like, "Oh shit!" So, but we want to get your opinion before we go to the doctor and get stitches. So I'm like, "All right." So I went and grabbed a few things, to clean it, and because I was on my way to eat dinner actually. So they show up, and I'm like, "All right," and he's got basically like a half
of a shirt,
and then he's got a P cord around it, like it looks like dang zombie.
His hands
that zombie chopped
off.
off. So I'm like, let me see what you got. Pull it out, and all of a sudden, just right, where was it? Right here was just this little cut. I think we cut ourselves like that at Microtech with all the knives more than
every day.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna live.
So Maniacs, I come home yesterday, and she's like, the dog bit me. He punctured my hand, puncture wound. And I'm like, let me see that. And she shows it to me, and it looks like that, right? And there's no broken skin there. That's the point. And I'm like, so today we hear this story. I'm like, hey, Rick, look where the dog bit Ella. And she holds her hand up, and Rick's like, I said, yeah, that. That. She's like, it's a puncture wound.
Yeah. I'm gonna die.
Kids nowadays, it's like, oh, man.
It is funny. If you want to get good, if you want to get a good idea, 22 LR, and check out 6x5.
Lapua Test Center, 100 meters, 5/8 ATS tuner. Have the target. A 5/8 group, 5/8 inch ATS tuner.
Wow.
That's doing it.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Nice.
All right, so I guess ATS tuner. Dang it, I don't want to spend any more money.
You'll be fine.
Outer says we're slow readers. No, we get busy talking. We can't look at the screen.
That's a lot. There's a lot of comments on here. But yeah, I am a slow reader too. The tuner is another rabbit hole. Thomas, yeah?
See, I don't need any more rabbit holes.
They're not slow readers. They're long-winded. Yeah, that's right, DW. Hell, we've been talking for an hour and 49 minutes. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's so true about the 80s. So, real true story. We had we had a little basketball court. You know, everybody had a little basketball thing in the 80s. What else? You didn't have computers and all that crap, right?
You had cardboard, you'd break dance.
Yeah. So we had this retaining wall that had sharp brick, and of course, right there beside the basketball court. And I was trying to grab the ball, and one of the bricks sliced my leg open. You know that big nasty scar I have on my leg? Anyway, there's like fat bodies coming out and everything else. I'm like, that's nasty. And I take like some gauze and I just wrap it around. We kept playing basketball. Next time I looked down at my foot, my shoe was completely red and blood was running down my leg. This was like 4 hours later, right? And so I go inside. My mom, like, you would have thought somebody just murdered somebody.
It probably looked like somebody murdered.
What are you doing? And I was like, I just cut my leg out there playing basketball. And she's, let me see. And we pulled the gauze off. We were on the way to the hospital. So we get to the hospital. They take me to the ER, and the doctor looks at it, and he's like, oh, yeah, you need stitches. And that's why it looks so nasty this day, because I didn't take care of it, right? And it's like, and then nowadays, you know, this is nothing, you know. And it's like kids nowadays, especially with growing up with my daughters. You know, I have 3 daughters. And it's like, hold on. Oh, God, I need a Band-Aid. It's like, honey, it didn't even break the skin.
No, what do you want me to stop?
Yeah. Like,
there's no blood.
Yep. It's crazy.
No, we had a buddy.
Duct tape. Oh, my goodness. That's it.
That's what I was just going to say.
Towel.
We used to do like clod fights, you know, like dirt clods. And one of our buddies got a good cut laceration right here in the eye. Because you do I don't know if you ever did this, but I'm sure you did because you're like a ninja anyways. But you throw the high one. Remember how I got you with the glove that one time?
Yeah.
I threw the high one.
You did the high one. You threw the rock.
Right? That was kind of like the dirt clod thing. So we did that. And then, you know, and he ended up inside of that dirt clod was a big old rock.
Oh, shit.
So we ended up duct taping.
You see that big receding area right here? That is from a rock to the skull.
That's not the
So I know exactly. It was somebody just like you. They went, whoa! It's just like,
you gotta catch him off guard. But anyways, duct tape. And we duct taped that bad doggy together.
somebody said you done fell off the wagon with your sweet tea.
This one is actually 100 proof.
Yeah, he
I won't lie.
Stick to your guns.
Hey,
right?
but this was the one. So, Matt, this was the one Mama filled up last night. So that's pretty good.
That is good.
This was yesterday.
Charles
this
says,
was full.
That's a solid 24 hours.
all right, back on point.
So-
Charles says, we always say, keep it simple. Don't chase the rabbit hole. He's saying, forget the tuner. And he's right. I have not needed the tuner up until this point. Is it going to make that much of a difference in my shooting game?
I don't think it will.
I don't know.
Good. You just saved me $200. You're smart, man. I like that.
Well, I want you to get it just to see.
Now, see, Rick, he's already got them gears turning. He's like, I'm going to order
That
the
is
ATS
not-
tuner as soon as we get off this
That's
chat
not
right
going to help
now.
me right now. I need to work on positional shooting.
Yeah, but the ATS tuner will make you that much better of a positional shooter.
No, practice.
Putting that extra weight on the barrel, that extra half.
Oh,
of an
yeah,
ounce.
that'll make my barrel level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll be leveled out.
I wish you guys could have seen Rick when that 20-inch barrel came in. He was just like, doesn't even look like 20 inches. It looks like an 18-inch barrel. I was like,
I had to put it.
Is that 2 inches?
No,
is that
it really was.
Is that really 2 inches?
Where is the 20-inch anyway?
It's upstairs.
It's the truth.
It's upstairs.
All right.
That's always a question. But it might help.
Extra half inch will give you more velocity.
No, not much.
Charles Tiffy, you and I are on the same sheet of music with this.
He would have bought a 20-inch.
No, I bought an 18 today. I'm okay with it.
Because
Hey, we shot those 100-yard groups yesterday. I saw everything I needed to see, and it sure as heck didn't add any more weight to the chassis.
No. Question 2. Curve trigger. I like straight.
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 I'm straight as an arrow. Straight trigger.
You were running a curve, right?
Yeah.
No, I was. I gave it to Kreiderman. He wanted a curve.
Yeah.
I wanted to get rid of it. I
Okay.
had already ordered one for it.
So, for me, why do I like it? Because Otter likes good explanations here. This is my reasoning. This is not anyone else's.
You got to color that board what it is, though.
This is the whiteboard of knowledge.
There you go.
Okay, so you have a curved trigger. and your finger is curved. So you're going to have multiple points of contact here on the face of the trigger, right? On a straight trigger, when you touch, your finger is still shaped like this. So it almost acts as a tangent point, and your finger is going to flatten as you come over it. But most of them have a hook on the bottom as well, so you can place it at the same spot every single time. That's why I like it.
That's a damn good explanation.
That's the reason why I like it. I like it with the little hook on it.
What's up?
I like the flat face. In the beginning, when they first started coming out, I didn't care for them so much. But the more I started using them, the more I started preferring them. That's all I really run now on any of my rifles. He says, I have a scar in the exact same place as I do X-ray. I got in an all brawl New Year's Eve. Some bandito biker smashed me over the head with a cricket bat.
Ouch.
Oh, yep. Yeah, no hair grows there. Never has.
Indexing on the dimple, really nice.
POF has a hook. Yeah, Patriot Ordnance Factory is what he was talking about. Let's see here.
I caught up with the son of a gun a few years later. I won't say what happened. I don't want to incriminate myself.
We know all about that.
Trigger Tech Diamond +5 says.
Yeah, so the hook that I'm talking about, you see this on a lot of them, guys. Now, the Velocity doesn't have it, but you see that little tiny little point right there? That gives me a distinct point. I don't put my finger on that. I'm not down that low. But when I put my index finger on the face of that lets me know the height of where I'm at on it, because I'm going to feel it on the bottom portion. So I can duplicate it every single time. Whereas on the round one, even when I shot yours, it just didn't feel natural anymore, just because it completely filled that whole gap.
And it's single stage, so it's a completely different animal.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I have to get back to my flat triggers, because I haven't shot the 6 Creed enough to get back in the flat trigger game.
Orson says, now see, or you guys don't know this, but Orson is actually an arborist. So a lot of tree work, climbing and everything else. And he said chainsaw wounds with paper towel and duct tape.
Them things nasty too.
Yeah.
Yeah, not chainsaws, but like paper towel, duct tape, or electrical tape.
And +5 for those that don't know, he's got a lot of firearms experience as well. He says he prefers the edge on a flat trigger. It's a good way to gauge where you put your finger. Absolutely. Well said. So, real quick. This might be something for you, +5. I don't know. Somebody sent me a link today, and apparently there is this show coming out, and it is called, hold on.
Is it like Top Shot or something?
Surviving Man Casting is now open. So basically it's a former Navy SEAL, and they are doing casting calls. Don Mann, SEAL Team 6, Special Operations Veteran Warrant Officer, hosts a totally unique type of shoot house challenge called Surviving Man. So I've already put my name in the hat. We'll see if I get a call back.
Look at you all being a ninja about it.
What are you talking about?
What do? You just
16 contestants from all walks of life will fight it out in a 21st century high-tech special ops training center to see who gets to challenge Don in the ultimate survival competition. Which contestant will win the season-long competition? Can you beat Don Mann? If you think you have what it takes, complete the form. I'll send the link to you guys.
Shit. We'll go cheerlead.
All I gotta do is
the casting deadline is March the 20th.
Rick beat him over the head with a gallon of sweet tea.
Well, the first competitions, you gotta drink 3 gallons of sweet tea.
Big Country. Hey, this is a good question. He asked, besides shooting offhand, what is the hardest position to shoot? What's the hardest position, guys?
Prone offhand.
No. Let's forget unsupported. Shooting on barricades and everything else. I can tell you immediately where mine's at, but what position is the one that gives you the most fit? What can he practice? Now you got to remember, Big Country is big dude, like 6'6" or something.
Good Lord.
The toughest challenges I have is when you're either below crouching where it's so low, but you have to be on your knees for some reason, or it's where I can't be sitting down and I can't be kneeling. That's not too tough. I make those work. That stupid ladder thing was a pain in the ass.
I'm going to say a good one to practice that you're going to see at most matches is get on a knee where you can rest your elbow. Then get on it where you cannot rest an elbow and you're floating your upper body.
Yeah, it's too high.
And it's too high, but you really can't stand.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be too low for
That's what
that.
I did on that tank trap.
That's one of the hardest positions. Charles Tippy says on prop 7 to 8 inches off the ground. That's another one where you're really, really, really low. That's the one I simulated for you the other day.
The trailer. When we were shooting off the trailer in Kentucky.
Trailer was tough. Yeah.
That's because
that was that 7 to 8 inches high off the ground. Prone.
Yeah,
that's it. Especially if you're a bigger stature.
Hell, they're all hard.
Have I ever watched the TV show Alone? No, I haven't.
I have.
Charles Tiffy says, Ray, text me that link. I will do it. Let me take a picture of your of that so I can send it to you.
What?
There's a number.
He wants me to text him this link, and I don't have that number. His number to text it to him.
Oh, I have it.
Okay.
I did. I don't know if it's the same one or not. Is it the same one, Charles?
For those that don't know, it's called
that.
American Stories Entertainment.
Shit, I want to delete this. No. Yeah, you don't want to do that, guys.
Yeah, AmericanStoriesEntertainment.com, and that's where they're doing the casting for it. I think it's 5 days in April that they're going to be doing it. It's going to be held.
Yeah, Brian Berg says high kneeling, no elbow. Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
You can be former military law enforcement, but it is not limited to anybody or any individuals. It will be broadcast on Roku, Amazon, and we'll reach over 100 million viewers. Anyway.
But what do you got to do? Is it just
it'll
shooting?
be filmed 5 days in April, and the location will be at the Front Sight Firearms Training Institute. Just so you guys know.
What's the grand? What does that say? The grand prize?
Grand prize is $10,000, and plus you'll get a recurring role in season 2. So for those that know, I had done a casting call thing for the very first Top Shot. Okay, some people have been creative enough to find that because you had to audition on YouTube. And the problem is when the filming date was, I was actually scheduled to be in Germany and I couldn't get out of that. So I had to decline from that, but I was working my way up through there. So, hey, I wasn't able to do that. How do you out-survive someone? Is it like Hunger Games, Thunderdome? Ryan, I have very limited information on it. Somebody sent it to me. And so I put my name in the hat. We'll see what happens.
That's pretty good. You're just willing to do it, not knowing what it is.
That's fine. What's the worst that can happen?
You'd have to eat, it could be like
what?
You gotta eat kimchi and.
Oh, that'd be great. Okay, so so I'm all about trying new food and everything, and we eat this Greek restaurant.
There we go.
And I ordered this dish yesterday, and you guys probably know it. I've never been to Greece, but it's called moussaka.
Oh.
And they said it is like the #1 dish in Greece. You can't go to any tavern and them not serving it. I can eat about anything, but this thing had such a strong curry taste. I was like, I can't eat this. There's no way. But yeah, moussaka.
He wasn't on TV. He was on what do you call it, Charles? There was a show in Australia a few years ago where they had cops go over the U.S. being challenged. See, now that would be fun if that's what conservative.
Yeah, I don't know.
If
You have to
the
do
thing
some
was
research.
like
I
that-
really don't know much about it.
But if I gotta
Run 10 miles and swim a mile.
swim 15 feet.
Yeah, that's the way I can backstroke. Hey, I put my name in the hat. I've already put it in.
Can't wait.
Yeah, that's it. Charles Tiffy says, me and Ray in the finals, we look at each other and say, hey, let's just split it. I would, yeah. Hey, so if you guys watched, when we went Way of the Precision Sniper or Way of the Rimfire, I was okay with flipping a coin. It was 50-50. I just didn't want to go back out there and shoot. I'd already had my fun for the day. And the guy was like, no, I want to shoot. I was like, oh, all right, I guess so. We'll shoot. I was happy saying, we'll just flip a coin, whatever.
Better odds.
Oh, geez, I didn't say that. All right. So Andrew says he spent a lot of time at Front Sight. I ate great Vegas, pie right? At John the Greek in San Antonio. Mike 21. What's up, Great Mike 21 STI?
Yeah, what's going on, Mike? About dang time to show up.
I guess nobody else has had Musaka.
Musaka.
I think that's what it was called.
I don't know. It sounds nasty. Smart man takes 50% versus getting nothing.
That's right. That's right.
I'd like to give the party back. Yeah, you guys could have got a Dremel tool and sawed that trophy in half. That's what I was saying.
Can't laugh tonight.
Cut that thing in half.
It's half a Shogun.
Half a show. It'd just be show. Show.
Who wants to show? And
Who wants? Yeah, it's like the cake, right? It's like you show up and have cake and. Never tried Saka.
I think it was Musaka.
If that's how you spell it. Musaka.
Mufasa?
Mufasa? What the hell? Just about to turn the lights off for the night. Be over in Kentucky last week of October. Any matches? Look, Rich is going to be around Kentucky in October. Actually, really? There's a lot of matches in October. There's a Snipers Unknown, which is a team match. And what was the other one we shot? New Mexico? No. Yeah, New Mexico was also in October. That was a team safari match by Competition Dynamics.
So you had those new pants, those new Cry Precision. We were talking about that the other day, and you ripped the butt out of them.
Yeah, the damn empty chamber flag thing. That was the super low position.
Guys, I'll tell you where those pants shine. When you put the knee pads in, if you don't have knee pads and you're on these rocks or shell cases or anything like that, and you go down on a knee because you're not even looking or anything else, and you got to wait for that knee grow back. I mean, that skin on the knee has to grow back on the knee. It is so painful over time. You know where that came from. You got it. So anyway, having pants like that really pays off. Or he's got like knee pads that he carries around.
I know
that he had because he blew the butt out of them.
I go get ready for the stage.
Yeah, Charles says you done ripped those $300 pants. Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did.
Ready. Go ahead, make the gun hot. I take the chamber flag out, stick it in that back pocket. And normally I stick it in the side cargo pockets. I don't know what I was thinking.
You know what though? It shouldn't have done that. What Matt was doing that's
a lot of butt though.
Those military pants should have been able to take care of.
I still fit in them. They were tight, but they were still
They fit.
They fit. They did. It was a snug fit, but they fit. Yeah, I was disappointed.
All right, Charles Tiffy, I just sent you that link.
I don't blame you.
I did call them.
Look at Conservative Sniper's comment. You got to read that one because that's good.
Conservatives, CSH. Well, C+5, he says they're super necessary for a two-way shooting range.
No, right here. You got to read this one.
X-Ring has signed up without knowing what type of challenge he'll be doing. It'll be torture. You better get it real. Get fit real fast. That's all right. I'll be fine.
Mustafa, Ryan says.
He's a gazelle.
Mustafa.
Even for an old man.
Mustafa.
With a messed up foot.
Do they have different divisions?
I don't think there's divisions.
Like maybe like senior.
You have to survive. Oh, snap.
What?
Whew, you're getting you back is what he's doing. So you better turn your earplugs on.
Those are hearing aids.
Did you gain the COVID-19?
Conservative, I'd get in some physical training if I were you, X-Ring.
Yeah, X-Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little
we could always
flag, the tip poked right through the backside, and I knew it the minute I get in that low position.
There was a backside that got.
Kreiderman helped me out though. He stitched me up.
Oh, it was some tape.
CSH, he'll tell you I'm surprisingly nimble, even for an old man.
He's a damn ninja squirrel.
I'd never go hands on with Ray ever.
That show better
I don't know about hands on, but I'm talking about like even when we were hiking on a lot of these trails with these packs and stuff. I might be old, but I can hang in there.
You're a gazelle.
That
And
show
I'd
better
never go
interfere.
hands on, like I was saying.
Nah, it's all right. That show better interfere with the CD Burris team match in June. Oh, shutout.
We have something.
Oh, that show better interfere. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, the Burris team match we're not doing. That's the one in June. We also can't do the individual Steel Safari because we're going to be at Blade Show.
Yeah, Blade Show.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Blade Show.
We have Blade Show and PSA. If you guys are around
next week,
Tuesday,
March.
No, we set up Tuesday.
Yeah, it's
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It is open to the public. It will be at the Sawmill Tactical Training Complex in Lawrence, South Carolina. You're going to have vendors such as SIG, Glock, Microtech, Springfield Armory. Vertex, tons of vendors. But Palmetto State Armory is putting on a public event.
You can buy. It's public entry basically.
Yep.
I don't know what the entry, the price is to get in, but
my understanding is there's going to be a lot of YouTubers there. I know KB32 is going to be there. Todd Elfster was looking at coming, but a lot of people, I guess, that were involved with the Vaunt Link and all that will be there. So you might have some YouTube guys.
That'd be nice. And you can shoot all sorts of cool stuff. You can even try out.
Mike 21, I'm not that old, but I am 50. And compared to this guy, he's 30. What are you like? 30?
I have no problem admitting this. He will run circles around.
Well, you're still 34?
No, I'm 31.
31. See, 31. 19. Jeez. 19 years.
Yeah, you run circles. Didn't you break somebody's elbow too?
No, I know what you're talking about. Anyway, so it's it's 2 hours and 10 minutes.
That says right there, yeah. All right, guys. You have a great night. Shut out. All you guys out there have a wonderful night. Stay safe.
Hit the
thumbs up button. And that's it. First come, first serve on the hats.
Six Rudder says it's $50 for the PSA gathering.
Oh, it's $50.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know about the prices, but I know it was open to the public. We'll see you guys. It's been great.
Have a good night. Jared Parker.
So wait, don't they have food and stuff at the gathering and all that? Like a cookout going on?
I guess. I don't know.
Still rolling.
See ya.
Have a good night.
See you, John.
Night, Criderman.
Night.
Night, Caitlin.